What is up, YouTube? How are you guys doing out there? We are glad to be with you guys. We have survived Daytona. Well, I survived. I didn't have to worry about it that much.
We lost 2 people.
We did.
We did?
We still haven't found them.
Somewhere in turn 3.
Left him in turn 3.
All right.
Mark, bring him home.
All right. So we are good there. Hope you guys are enjoying your day so far.
Absolutely.
If you're not, well then,
Sorry.
I hope it gets better.
It's a Monday.
It is a Monday.
It's
You know
a
what?
Monday.
It could be worse. We could actually be watching the race right now.
I mean, that
Ooh.
wouldn't be so
Ooh.
bad.
No, it just means that y'all would still be there.
Oh, okay.
And,
It
Yeah,
wasn't
fair.
that bad.
and your
Yeah.
tomorrow would be pretty miserable.
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't that bad.
Nah. All right. Let me see. I don't know why. Oh,
You got a lot of buttons now.
I'm ready.
I know it's.
I was
really
still in
annoying.
church when the race was supposed to start, so the fact that the rain delay happened and I was able to get home in time to watch it
It actually did
worked
not
out
delay.
pretty well for me.
Didn't delay at all. Convenient. Conspiracy.
Yeah. Anyway.
There's
all
no
right.
weather all
Let's
day.
go ahead and
Technically.
start the thing, and then we'll do the thing.
You got the poll?
Got the thing? Oh no, I'll do that later. That's gonna take me a minute to get that set up.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Who's
we
mad?
could just describe it. When we
Okay,
start
yeah,
the-
we'll get there.
when we
We'll get
start. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Here we go. The Daytona 500 has finally come and gone. And after a rain delay and several big wrecks, William Byron wins his second 500 in a row. We've got stories from the track and more on this episode. We are here for the speed. What is up? I am glad to be with you guys. My name is DJ. I am joined by the one and only
Jacob.
Wow.
This is just Jeff.
What is up, everyone? It's Matthew here, local Brad Keselowski fan. Y'all ready?
No.
All right.
We're never ready.
Let's restart this.
Yeah, nope.
Hold up. Back it
Nope.
up. Rewrap.
No.
Oh, we're
That's not
restarting?
happening. No. It was hard enough to get started.
Throw the yellow.
Throw the
All
yellow.
right. So for those of you that are joining us or that don't follow us regularly on social, the two of our crew here were actually at the race pretty much, a week and a half,
10
Felt
days.
like it.
10 days?
It
10
feels
days?
like it's longer than normal.
It was a long
You were there
time.
for a lot
Well,
longer. but
kind of. I mean, didn't you guys like go and then come back, work a couple days, and then go back?
He
I
quit. He quit for 2 days.
Yeah.
I did not.
I had to. Work is work. Gotta do it.
I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Work is
Oh,
work.
I thought you made quit work for 2 days. I was like,
Oh,
I don't
no,
know how
no,
that
no,
works.
No. No.
Yeah, get back.
I was like, what does that even mean?
Heard you needed me.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, it was a good time, man. We love going to Daytona. That's the home track right there. So we had a great time. First weekend's always nice. You get to chill and relax, and then the second weekend is
We always talk about that. It's like, yeah,
So busy.
the first weekend you actually get to enjoy like a vacation. And then once Wednesday comes around, it's like, all right, now it's work time. Now it's every night, every day, practice, qualifying, something's going on.
Richard Petty experience, Thunderbird practice. Like if you stay up till 6, I don't care what you're doing.
If I
You're up
have
at 8.
one gripe about Daytona, it is every single day, all day. It is the Richard Petty experience. And it's not like they're going to take an hour off here or there. No, it's just single
They don't
car
take
run.
lunch. They don't do nothing.
Nothing. The best you get is they got to fill up the car. That takes 2 minutes. Every 30 seconds, there's a car going around the track. And it's just like, I talked to people that were like new to Daytona. They're like, is this every single day? I'm like, yes, this is every day. Unless there's like on track activity. This is the on track activity. They're like, this is obnoxious. I was like, it's
this
a
is
bit
the-
much.
This is the only race car I'm in support of putting mufflers on.
It's
And I
a
want
bit
good
much.
ones. They need to be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fun
It's
though.
like you think it's like something to go to sleep to. Like what do you call it? Like a white noise machine? No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
not
Wakes
at
you
all.
up. The most obnoxious alarm clock in the whole world.
I was like, oh, well, they're gonna do the flyover training, or what is it called? The
Oh,
Thunderbird?
yeah,
yeah.
the Thunderbirds.
Oh, they're
practice.
not gonna they're not gonna do it at the same time. Oh, they 100% did it at the same time. So in
That's
between
cool,
Thunderbirds,
though.
it was
That's worth it because you usually catch it like once a year.
no Thunderbirds
maybe.
are cool.
That's like worth like that's like I remember like I mean obviously I couldn't make it this year, but like every time it's like you rush outside because you want to watch it and you want to
Oh,
catch
yeah.
it on
Oh, yeah.
video. Like it's one of the coolest things, and it's like the loudest thing of the whole entire week.
Yeah.
Especially when you stand up on top of the RV and they're just like flying so low, and you're just like,
Oh, yeah. So let me tell you about how
Yeah.
they showed up on Wednesday. I'm chilling. It's a nice, relaxing afternoon. The Richard Petty experience actually was not running for some reason at like 2 p.m.
Must have had to get gas.
Yeah, it was in. No, they hadn't been running for a while. Lindsay's in the back. She's taking a nap, chilling. I'm just watching some TV, just straight chilling, relaxing, enjoying the vacation part of that, right?
And then suddenly,
Out of nowhere,
suddenly,
dude, I
airplanes.
thought the freaking RV was collapsing. Dude, it scared me so bad. It was wild. Everything's shaking. All the bowls and silverware in the drawers and cabinets was all rattling. Dude, it was nuts.
They fly low.
Oh,
For
yeah.
their practice, man. That's crazy.
They clear the flag or the tower by about 20 feet.
Yeah.
Like legit.
So,
like legit,
okay.
like 20 feet.
So I have
insane.
some people already asking me. So we are trying a new rating system this year. We're going to try out using flags. Fun with flags. So
flag.
fun with flags.
So
So we're
NASCAR
going to
101.
rate the race based on flag tiers. So Jake, this was kind of your idea. Do you want to explain it? I think you might maybe
Yeah,
explain it
sure.
a little better.
I have my notes right here.
Okay. Well, I
All
was
right.
hoping you would just have it in your head, but
No, I'm still working on it.
okay.
This no
Glad we
promises
changed
it's
our
gonna be exactly.
glad we changed our entire program for this.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. So a black flag is the race was terrible, track was terrible. NASCAR should never come back here. I got you some examples. 2 Richmond dates is one of them. Red is not a good race, needs a major change. Another example, I would say like Martinsville spring race a couple years ago that was so bad nobody passed, boring. Right? So it's whatever. Yellow is good race, but could be a little bit better. Right?
Okay.
And then a checkered flag is the race was perfect, don't change anything, come back right away.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So what's
Chat.
your rating, DJ?
Chat, does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah. So this is for you guys to drop in and give your opinions.
So far, I don't know how many. I don't see how many we're up to, but so far, it's only 2 votes.
I will vote.
Everyone's voted the same.
I
so
will
far.
vote.
Yep. All right.
Checkered
So
flag.
what would I do? I'm going to give it a. I wish I could do right in the middle because I'm really close to yellow and red.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
Hey, yo.
So
Watch yourself.
Get this man out of here.
I will say I'll be persuaded to a yellow. Okay,
All
and
right.
and here's my issue. One, the rain delay kind of sucked. That's not NASCAR's
That's
fault.
because Trump
but
came.
you know what? This was 2020 all over again,
Dude, Air Force One is so big, it pulls the rain with it.
dude. You know, it's the anti-vortex machine.
Kind of did.
Yeah. I because my problem is the fuel saving. It can get boring in the middle.
Okay.
That's kind of my thing. If they can fix that, I was glad to see 3 wide racing. That was good. But the problem is with the 3 wide is once they go 3 wide, it's hard to move, hard to get anywhere. So I think that was part of it. But I did like I said, the last stage or the last part of the race, that last was it 30 laps, 20 laps or whatever. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
That I want to see that the whole time.
A couple drivers said we should just run 20 laps.
Why not?
I think so.
Why not?
Yeah.
I still say that this race needs to have 4 stages. I think that's what I think
We
that would
did.
fix it.
NASCAR threw a very convenient caution flag
For
to break
Joey
up the
Logano?
monotonous.
Oh, for Joey Logano?
No, it was a lot of teams were thinking they weren't going to make it. It was going to be like a lap or 2 short. Like, what are they going to do?
Oh, you're gonna jump into that now?
No. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
There was a
saw
couple
it.
drivers that came out and said like,
The mysterious debris caution.
the debris
With
in
like
turn 1, I saw it for
38
like
to go.
10 laps. I'm like, there's definitely debris. It shines in the wind every time they blow by. It fly. I don't look like a piece of cardboard.
No,
Like,
I was
don't know.
throwing beer cans on the.
We can't let Joey win. No.
All right.
that man outta here.
Jake, what do you think?
I'm yellow just because of the way the drivers race at the end after racing respectful and clean all day. I'll give you yellow. We're going to go into that later, but that's how I feel about that.
All
It's
right.
pretty good, though. Pretty good. As a whole, the event as a whole, president being there, the pageantry, I love watching like them hand off the car back to Rick Hendrick and Bill Byron. You
Just
know,
to take another one.
it's cool. Yeah, right.
I will give
But,
you
uh,
124 for 124.
All the stuff. They got like the military band, all the pre-race stuff. I mean, there's no other race even close. So like I really enjoy that. So
It is a
but
spectacle.
yeah, the little bit of the end kind of soured me a little bit.
All right, Jeff.
The only perfect Daytona 500 is when Jimmy wins and he didn't win, so I'm gonna go yellow.
Damn.
No,
I think
I'm
it's the
just-
closest
I'm-
he's gonna get.
I mean, third place.
Pretty good.
Third.
Yeah, I'm just messing.
Come on.
The whole
that's a
field had to
perfect-
wreck
No,
to
I was,
get
I
third.
was really, I was super pumped.
What is that? His first top 10 in like 10 years?
I think that's like his first top
Probably.
15.
Probably.
15
But
or 20.
no, I mean,
is this his first finish in the next gen car?
Is this his?
It might be.
I was gonna say, I think it was like 2 years ago. He was running top 10 in the 500, and I was like fired up. I was standing on top of the RV, and then they wreck in turn 1 right in front of me, and I'm just like, no. But
So you're
no,
right.
but
It's
on
the
the
power
real,
of
on the
Shaq.
real though, I'll give it a yellow. I thought it was pretty good, but you know, I don't know. I didn't like that. Yeah,
I think we're all
I don't
kind of in
know.
agreement
I'm
here.
kind of like on the same page. I don't want to sound redundant, but I'm pretty much on the same page. I thought everyone kind of raced pretty like, I don't want to say like too aggressively. I get it. You're trying to win the Daytona 500, but it's like, I felt like it was a little extra
Yeah.
this year, like a
Mhm.
little too extra. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
I think we're all kind of in the same boat. I think the yellow flag option, good, could be
It's
better.
by far winning in the chat right now.
Yeah, and I'm not
Yeah.
shocked. I mean, any Byron fan's gonna think it's a checkered flag. That makes sense. No problem there.
Was that
Byron's-
Nate?
It probably is. Yellow flag. There is fuel saving. It's just kind of gotten to the point. The one thing I really didn't notice was manufacturer alliances in this race. I really didn't see much of it.
Manufacturer,
I don't
no.
Did you guys see it? I mean, maybe teams
I
like
saw
hey,
teams.
maybe like
Teams.
But not e- not
2311 tried to find each other, or but it's just
But not even as much as before.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Like I was when I was scanning the Hendrick guys, they weren't looking for each other
no.
at all.
It was weird, right?
Maybe sometimes, maybe.
It was-
But no more like, oh, I'm gonna lay off the throttle and let them in
Let
a
you
hole.
in.
No,
Didn't
absolutely
see any
not.
of that.
It was
They actually fought each other.
yeah.
The only one that I would say arguably kind of worked together was Penske, but even then, I mean,
I mean, they dominated the race.
half of them
30
decided
laps
to
led
wreck
by
each other,
Penske.
so whatever. But I think yellow flag's pretty fair. I think they got some tweaking to do. I don't know how much you can do with this car. I don't know what they got to do. Obviously, Daytona 500 has to be 500 laps or 500 miles. But yeah, I think it's just kind of that stereotypical super speedway we see at Daytona
Yeah.
now. Talladega's a lot more exciting because you got 4 lanes, right?
Yeah.
And Atlanta's wild because it's small. But Daytona's kind of that middle child. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
weird that Daytona has become a middle child.
Yes,
It's-
it is weird.
It's like you have a lot of room, but nowhere to go.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. You have all the handling you could ever want and nowhere to go.
Maybe it's a track
Yeah,
reform.
that's a
Maybe
good
they need
way
to
to
change up the track.
Stop.
I'm telling you.
Fix the car. That's
no,
the
make
problem.
it bigger. Make it 4 lanes like Talladega. Why not?
Oh my god.
You know what?
Is there a problem with
Can
that?
we extend Daytona a little bit just to make it the biggest track now? Can we
I
just
said-
add like a little bit of a chicane
I said-
in the back just to get
Oh God.
Ryan
Jesus,
Priest would hate
what
it.
are we doing?
he really would.
I think they
That's
just
what they're
bring,
going to do. They
bring
fix
the
the
grass
super
back.
speedway package.
bring the grass back.
Bring a chicane
The
in,
grass back.
Put a chicane in the back stretch.
make everyone slow down.
Like
No.
Dale Earnhardt killed a race at Daytona.
No, that's a good way to put it though. Stereotypical. It's like you're just
It's that middle
Typical,
child.
yeah,
Everyone
you know,
like Talladega
okay.
is usually like, whoa, that even on TV, it's one of those exciting races. And Atlanta was amazing last year, but the Daytona race is kind of in the middle there.
Did y'all listen to Denny Hamlin's podcast?
No.
not
He
yet.
said,
Is it?
I
out
listened
already?
I listened about the first 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And he talks about the reason why Atlanta was such a good finish is because you're handling and you can't just door bang people there.
Yes.
You can't. So everybody respected each other to a certain degree, and didn't just absolutely run each other over. So that's why Atlanta had such a great finish. He's
Yeah.
like, that's how Daytona used to be.
Mhm.
Where in the Gen 6, like you're going faster, the car handled a little worse, so you couldn't just run all over each other. Very similar to the issue with the short tracks. The car drives so good, right? This is the problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's definitely an issue there with the car in this super speedway package. I felt it today more so than normal, or yesterday. I was gonna say tomorrow. Yesterday more so
You felt
than
it tomorrow.
I'm all confused.
It's Monday. We're recording
yeah,
on Monday,
we're
not on Sunday.
We're way screwed up. So yeah, that was my biggest thing. Was just I really noticed that the car is a problem now, like a lot
Yeah.
more than so because it's like. Especially because like we got 3, everyone like, oh, you can't get 3 wide here, and then we went 3 wide, and just nobody goes anywhere.
So I saw a crazy stat. Did y'all see? Remember, like back in the day, like in the Gen 6 car, they'd be like fuel window like 42, 46 laps.
Yeah.
You know what the fuel window is for this car?
Nope.
35 to 44.
Oh,
So yeah, the fuel saving obviously means a lot. That's how
Yeah.
much drags on the car. I'm like, that's
And see,
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
part of why I think doing 4 stages is the play. because it then
50 laps still doesn't get you to the fuel window.
okay, so do 5.
Oh my God. We
5
already
lap
wrecked
stages.
enough.
Okay, no,
I don't want to sit there and watch.
However, commercials. I know that you don't care because you're at the track, but there is a boatload of commercials. And granted, it was side by side. At least we did get. I'll give Fox credit there. We did get
Yeah,
to go
I
side by
do want
side.
to, at the end, I want to go into a broadcast review.
Yeah, that we did get to go side by side, but man, the beginning of this race had a lot of commercials, a lot of side by side.
Well, that's good, though, because there really wasn't a whole lot happening.
True. That is true.
Yeah.
You know, and at least it went side by side. At least we could still see it because inevitably every single time that they went side by side, a caution came out. So
That's the
it's
Fox
typical.
curse.
Yeah, it's just Fox. So I was like, oh,
that's-
here we go again.
That's
That's
very
hilarious.
typical.
Yeah. So
I
I thought
noticed
that
that
was
too.
I thought that was one thing that was a little annoying. But yeah, overall I thought it was a pretty good race. I thought it was, I thought it was in good shape. I think they just need to fix the car.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Everyone on board?
I think
Oh,
we're
Yes,
all
sir.
All right, guys, what do you think in the chat? Let us know what you guys think. So far, I've got a few people voting. Definitely yellow flag is definitely in the lead. Got one, looks like
Oh,
one
who said
black flag,
black?
maybe
That's
2 on checkered.
That was probably a Ross fan that got wrecked out on lap 20.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little annoyed about that.
Hey,
that
man.
was big
think?
sad.
Eek.
Big sad.
Eek.
All right. So do you guys want to go into this incident or do we want to wait until later? I think we'll do that later. So, okay. So while you guys were at Daytona, obviously me and Jeff didn't get to go. So Jeff, you want to tell them what we were doing?
Oh yeah, we went to the Legends races down in Auburndale Speedway.
Yeah.
In Auburndale. Well, technically it's Winter Haven, but
Eh.
same difference.
Listen,
But it was
it ain't that nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Down that way. Like there's
it's Polk County.
Poe
Hey,
County.
Polk
hey,
County.
Polk
Deep in
County's
Polk County.
Good people.
But
The
oh, we love it.
How was the track facility?
It's pretty good. I mean, it hasn't changed since I was like 5 when I first started going there. I mean, yeah, like that's my hometown track. Like that's the track I used to go to
I
like
will-
most weekends.
I
and
will
stuff
say
like
this:
that.
their seating facilities are nicer than Five Flags. They do not have cinder blocks,
Yeah,
so
Bro,
they,
you-
they
I
have
mean-
bleachers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So-
low standards here.
Five
But-
Flags has character.
It
Yeah.
has character. This has character too.
It leaves an imprint on
It's
your
weird.
butt.
I think it has more than 5
The
flags.
track, the
It
facility
sticks
itself,
with you.
it's definitely old, but it was surprisingly clean.
Yeah, I would agree.
Really clean. But and when I mean old, it's very similar to Daytona. You walk into the bathroom and there's the trough, the infamous trough.
Yeah,
That's
I
just-
felt
that's
I felt at home.
nostalgic.
I
That's
felt at home.
nostalgic right there.
So they had a
I saw
trough?
one in my house.
Yeah,
They have a trough.
Bro,
If
that
you-
gets brownie points for me.
and if you don't know what a trough is, it's literally just a metal tin along the wall and you pee in it. No dividers. At
Yeah.
all. You just pee in it.
Everybody
But
just stay apart.
Look forward.
but anyway,
Look forward.
but anyway, very cool. It was
I'm
cool.
sorry to interrupt you, but the funniest thing that I saw the entire time, and I think I showed
Don't say
you.
the trough.
No,
No.
no, there was a trough. No,
Jeff at the trough.
there is a sign. There is a sign there, and apparently this is. I don't know if this is normal there or not. If
Oh
you,
yeah,
there's a sign
that's
that
been there
says
forever.
you can rent paintballs and paintball guns and shoot them at the drivers as they go by.
No.
You're
We're-
lying.
I'm
We're
not,
not
kidding.
even kidding.
There's a sign. I have it.
It's been there forever.
If you guys get
Yeah.
a chance, we're doing a vlog
Is this
about
a
it.
real thing?
There's 100% a
I'm
sign.
being
I have a
for
video
real.
of it. I can
I'd have
show
to
you.
do it.
I don't.
Right when someone's
There's
coming
a
to the
sign
white
that says
flag,
like paintballs, and there's a
hit the
couple of
windshield.
them.
You know, NASCAR. You know what? I will accept the NASCAR racing experience if we're allowed to have paintball guns.
If you can
Automatic
tag
checker
him at
flag.
180.
Bro, we're going to bed early. We're going to be right on backstretch, be ready to go.
Sipping the morning coffee.
Dude, no, that I saw that sign and I was like, I am not. This is Poe County right now.
Dude,
There's
that
that
is
11.
hilarious. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
yeah,
thought that
it's
was
Polk
funny.
County, man.
But it was a lot of fun. You know, we got to meet Chad Honeycutt, who's kind of like the I don't know if you want to the main guy. The
he
guy,
works for GE.
Yeah,
So he's like
GE?
Like General Electric.
is that
it's
yeah
GE. Yeah,
yeah
Like General
so-
Electric?
like General Electric, but it's not General Electric.
Yeah,
It's- I forgot what
but-
it's called. Something Enterprises or something.
But they're the builders of the Legend cars. So any he's like the point of contact or one of the points
engines,
of contact
chassis
at the
everything.
track for when things happen to the car. He's like the guy. But he's like yeah, I mean he's pretty much just like one of the brand representatives and he does so much more than
He was
that.
telling us all about the
But-
engines and
but,
stuff like that. Yeah.
They built them. It's a spec car. It's a kit car, just like it's very similar to NASCAR. But
thought it was a
everything is very, very specced out, and it's basically the different parts are rated just depending on the age group and all this and that and whatever. But essentially, no matter what age group you're in, you're driving the same exact car, just at different powers.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
Yeah.
That's dope.
Like
It
the
makes
same,
the
10-year-old
transitions they've really got it planned out really well.
Yeah, the 10-year-old, and we'll go into that in a different thing. But
Yeah.
the 10-year-old girl is driving the same thing as a 60-year-old man. Same exact car, just different.
Slightly
Just different
different
power
setup.
to weight ratio.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
that was cool. We got to meet. Her name was Sadie. Super cool. We're gonna see if we can have her on the show sometime. She said she'd love to be on. And literally 10-year-old that she was racing. What was it? 4 days the week before we were
the
there.
week before, what we went to was the Winter Nationals.
Yes.
So that's like the big points paying like event.
Yeah,
But there was another thing. I don't remember exactly
I
what
don't
it was.
know. I missed it.
Very similar. Basically, all the same Legends drivers were there the week before, racing for 5 days. She raced 4 races, won all of them.
Well, 4 days and won every single day.
Yeah,
Like, was the top.
She won. Yeah, she was the top at
She
the end of
was
every single.
supposedly even putting down better laps than Kyle Busch.
And that's something that
That
we
was
heard
He's not
as
saying
well.
that's not saying. He's used up.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
But it was really, really fun. It was very informational. Like I said, we'll go deeper into.
we're
that
probably
some
going to
other
do a
time.
door-to-door on it.
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that and go more in
But-
detail about it.
But it was really insane. Lots of information. A lot of competitive drivers.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I have to
Saw a
check it
car
out
go.
again.
I was telling Jake we saw.
170 cars.
Yeah, we saw
Holy
a car go
cow.
airborne
Yeah.
in turn 1. That was pretty insane.
Wild.
Didn't
Oh, we
expect
saw
to
one
see
in
that.
turn 3.
Yeah, didn't expect to see that from a Legends car, but really fun, really hot.
Got really hot.
Really hot, but that makes for pretty good racing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It was fun.
A lot of fun.
Very cool.
A lot of
We gotta
fun.
hit that up again because that'd be cool to go down and
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
rent some
Yeah.
paintball
Well, we
gun.
got friends down there in Auburndale, Curtindale, so we need to go down there and go watch
Oh,
some racing
yeah.
with them.
You think they got custom paintball guns? Did you bring your own?
I have.
No wonder they
custom-
go.
I have custom paintball
Dude,
guns.
it's insane.
Yeah.
That was such a fun. It's so funny because I remember seeing that like when I was a little younger, but like it just it's different now that I'm older.
They don't shoot the driver.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
no, that
funny,
was
bro.
wild. All right, so let's start talking about jumping back to Daytona. So let's start talking about the duels. Anything you guys noticed while being there? Anything specific?
Well, just for us being there, I mean, we my wife says it all the time, but like we love the duels. It's so much fun. They're quick,
Yeah.
short races, but you get 2 of them, so you get like a little break in between. I mean, maybe this is where stage racing came from. I don't know,
Yeah,
but it's fun.
honestly.
It's super fun. We do have some notes that we're gonna run through, some highlights. Duel number 1. Sorry, DJ, your camera's blocking. I'm gonna have to pull my notes up.
I can't help.
Oh
that.
man.
The first sorry, I'm not prepared. The first duel had a lot of chaos, a lot of wrecks, right? And we normally see in the duels, you'll see like the first duel is crazy, the second duel's calm. The first duel's calm, the second one's crazy. In general, both duels were pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of attrition. I was walking through the garage the next day, and
Oh, I bet they were busy.
dude, there was the most race cars I've ever seen in there because they were preparing to back up and taking all the stuff out of the other one. There was like 70 cars in the Cup garage.
Was it you that sent us the thing where it was like on SVG's car had Chastain on it at one point?
Yeah, because he was using because SVG didn't use a backup. Who was it?
Suarez? Oh,
No,
Helio.
no,
Helio
no,
had
no,
a
no.
backup every
You're
time.
right. No, Helio's car was repaired. SVG got the Chastain backup.
Okay.
They didn't bring enough backups for all
I mean,
4
makes sense.
cars.
They probably needed it with Helio out there because he was wrecking everything.
Dude,
wrecked
he
every
wrecked
race.
everything all weekend.
The whole weekend. ARCA, literally everything. Yeah.
Everything. And then somebody was upset and wrecked him at the end of the ARCA race.
That's
Did you
wild.
see that?
Go watch
No, I
that.
Dude, it wasn't intentional. Junk look very intentional.
100%.
But anyway, so in Duel 1, my first note is we had a lot of chaos, but it did finish under green.
Yep, that was nice.
Bubba Wallace wins.
Bubba.
So I
That's
did
pretty
make a
fun.
note of Chandler Smith taking a massive hit
Ooh, yeah, that one
in
was
that head
rough.
on into the wall.
That
in
looked
turn
rough.
2, I believe.
Yeah.
That was massive. But
It was a bad block, right?
I don't know.
Maybe
No,
it was bad
no. He came down. I forget who it is, but he came down and then tried to correct it and just
Bad block.
crushed it. But yeah, so I mean, what'd you guys think from on TV? Any general notes?
I thought the first duel was amazing. I'd say amazing in that it was entertaining. Again, don't know if I would say it's the best racing ever, but it was good. It was definitely fun to watch. Duel 2, definitely calmer, a little bit more respectful, I guess is a good way to say it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, I mean, it's hard not to like the duels.
Yeah.
Quick sprint style, you come down, it's a short race. Everyone's fighting for position.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, I thought it was good.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, like, what the duels kind of remind me of, because there's a lot at stake. Like, people are racing for entry into the 500, and obviously you're racing for position, so it matters a lot, unless you're the front row from the day before or from the day of, whatever. But I think what it kind of simulates is, because it's basically half the field or roughly half the field, it kind of more or less simulates the end of the 500. Because it's like you're going to be racing, last 30, 40 laps, you might be racing only against 20 cars. So it's like kind of that simulated.
They're trying to see what their cars could do at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they want to see how they can get the push, how their car feels, like that dive to the finish, Because you can only simulate that once during the 500. It's I mean, the stages are the stages, but people won't wreck their car for a stage.
No.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They obviously will wreck themselves for a duel.
But obviously,
100%.
obviously,
You don't go to victory lane for a duel. For a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good for Bubba Wallace.
Dude, his radio was hilarious.
I think that, maybe it's just when I was watching it, just the thought struck me. I'm like, this guy at some point is going to, I think he might be due up for a 500 at some point in the next couple years.
The way he ran his duel, 100%. I want to ask
100%.
Matt, because Matt, you were dialed into his radio at the end. I was not, but you said it was amazing.
Yeah, I jumped on that nonsense 10 to go because I saw Bubba was in the lead, but Tyler Reddick got to him. I was like, oh, these guys aren't done. They ain't done with this. And they were fighting. I can't remember who they were fighting off, but they were fighting another big driver, like Elliott. I think it was Chase Elliott, for the win. And I was like, man, these two get together, they're gonna be unstoppable. So they obviously finished the race. He won the race there. And listening to Freddie Kraft to Bubba Wallace, it's perfect. It's so funny. Those two flow so well together.
Oh yeah.
That at the end of I don't want to say it just because
language.
All types of people are on here, but they just banter back and forth like normal people. It was enjoyable. It was really cool to hear, Freddie got the win. They were like, yeah, we got him, blah, blah, blah. They used some colorful language, but it was fun.
What did Freddie say? Good job for not screwing it up?
To an extent, yeah. Screwing might have been
at least
a
he
different
didn't screw it
word.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
like
trying
that.
to be polite, but
Yeah. Same
That was
idea,
fun.
though. So that was just cool. A lot of energy. It's fun when you find that and you hear that because it doesn't happen a lot, especially for some of these lower end races. I would say a duel is kind of a lower end race because it's the duel to the 500. Now the 500 is its own special thing, but it's a lower end race, so it's nice. It's nice to see that they're excited for that win too. It's not just another check on the list.
Yep. So before we move to Duel 2, one other thing that I thought was pretty exciting was watching Junior Motorsports race their way into the Daytona 500.
That was super cool.
I was saying that's like one of the coolest moments is when, as soon as the duel ends and they show Justin Allgaier and he makes it in, and then they cut to Junior and he's like losing his absolute cookies on pit road, just like, like I love how Junior gets so excited about things that don't even involve him. It's just like he's so happy for Allgaier just to get into the 500, and that's like good enough for him.
Especially because there were several points in that duel where it was not
Dude,
looking good.
2 laps ago, it was not good.
No.
I was like, so while you were
I
dialed
was
into
sitting there
Bubba,
like, okay, what is
I was
NASCAR?
listening to Allgaier.
I was like, what is NASCAR gonna come up with to get this guy into the 500? How are you gonna send this guy home?
This is the Dale Earnhardt provisional.
Just kidding. There was actually 2 provisionals. We just wanted to slide this one on in.
We just wanted to. I was gonna say all of a sudden they remove Truex and say, you know what, we're gonna add Jeff Gordon as the next guy.
I have
my
altered the
gosh.
deal. Pray I do not alter it any further.
Jeff Gordon is announced as the 43 driver,
Yeah.
43rd driver.
And he is going to pass that job on to Allgaier. Oh, funny how that worked.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
That's
Duel
funny.
2 was pretty relatively calm.
There's a lot more professionals in it.
We had a lot
Yeah.
of fuel saving, and we had green flag pit stops.
Yeah.
What became of that is the Fords and the Fords and basically, I think it was who did he throw that block on? Chris Buescher. Brad tries to throw a block as the pack's coming back up, as they're coming back together. They dupe Brad. He gets thrown back. right? But they've now slowed down.
Strategic.
Chris
Nobody dupes Brad.
Buescher throws the block, works, but they still get more momentum. Cindric tries to go down low. Chris Buescher throws one of the most aggressive blocks I've ever seen. Like the whole width of the racetrack causes a checkup and wrecks his boss.
Yeah. And Eric Jones technically wins the race.
That wasn't
that wasn't the last.
That
caution.
was
Oh,
That was
I
on the
was not
backstretch, like
pumped about that.
3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, the ending of that duel was a little.
I didn't like it.
I didn't either.
Matt got robbed, literally.
Yeah.
I'm
Literally
sure
got
that
robbed.
was
Was he in your pool?
Yep.
No,
You know
I
who-
got robbed on the truck race.
Oh,
Yeah, I got robbed on the truck race.
No, you got robbed in the duels too.
I did get robbed in the duels. I can't
So
remember.
he had the 3 car.
I had the
In a-
43.
so we do a pool. You get 10 numbers, like $5.
oh,
to
so
get
you
in.
had 3.
Yeah, I had the 3.
I had the 2. I felt bad, so I paid for his entry.
I did appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, man. That's
Because it's like he crossed the line first.
He
but they
won the
threw the
race.
caution 100 feet before him.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? I heard. I will say they said on the broadcast. Mike Joy was like, so the reason they threw it was because they didn't want drivers driving through each other coming to the finish. And I'm like, it's
Explain
100.
the Daytona.
It's
500.
100 feet.
And they're already in the back.
Explain
like-
the Daytona 500.
Well, we're going to get into it. It's in the notes.
Okay.
Yeah, NASCAR has fun with flags.
Yes, they
have fun
do.
with flags.
So moving on to the trucks, I had 2 notes really. There's,
Got robbed
it
on
was a
that one, too.
typical truck race. We had green flag pit stops in trucks. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that at Daytona.
Dang,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's pretty baller.
That was wild. But then, let's talk about our homeboy Parker Kligerman winning the truck race, but then not.
Yeah. Yeah. So he didn't win. What was it announced? Like 3 or 4 hours later?
Yeah,
It was a
Something like
while.
that.
It
Yeah,
was a little
that's-
while.
it was 5 minutes before Parker Kligerman drove by the wheelbarrow races.
really.
Yeah, and
Oh,
everybody
100%.
in the wheelbarrow races knew about it, and were telling him that it's BS, and he was the winner. It was
Really?
hilarious. Yeah,
Like, how do you
That's
lose
so
ride height?
lame, bro.
I need that answer.
Well,
there's games.
remember we were asking at one point, how does suddenly a car become lighter without losing something on the
And
track?
we
And
found
we
out.
found out.
Well, I want to
Keep in mind,
Keep
that'll come out on a YouTube video shortly. We're doing a follow up to our cheating videos.
Yeah.
That'll be in there.
That one's not really public knowledge yet, though.
I know. That's why I was going to be in
There
one
you
of our videos.
Drop it.
At this
But,
point, it's another season. We're all right.
Any thoughts on the truck race besides that?
I liked it. I
It,
thought
it was
a good race.
good. It was
Yeah,
good.
It was good. It was just typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
what it's what
You made the comment that the field seemed more mature. I mean, they still had wrecks,
100%.
but they raced better.
100%.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
actually
I
were
could
able
go
to
with that.
hold 3 wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were squirrely, but nobody wrecked. You could tell like a class of drivers have entered in that knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Who was in it? Was it like Connor Mozak in it? I think he was a non-factor.
I mean, it was
Zillage.
a
I think-
solid field.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
solid
it was.
I
field.
was like, I'm actually kind of excited to watch truck races again. It didn't feel like the beating and banging. I got to get my way to the front. I'm gonna wreck you at all costs. Like it felt very
Yeah.
like calming.
Yeah.
For a
Even-
Daytona truck
yeah.
race. What was Kyle Busch had the most expensive day of the year? I didn't feel that way for the truck race this
Yeah.
year. It felt very.
What was it on the
I mean,
last
you're gonna
lap?
have
it
a
was-
wreck, but
they-
it's not like an ARCA series. Like it's not going to be like ARCA wrecks. where
Wasn't checkers or wreckers.
every 5 laps there's going to be someone either spinning out or hitting another car.
Because
you know,
Carson
something like
Hocevar's
that.
not there anymore.
Maybe. I don't know.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I like
Eek.
Carson, but like we all know how he was as a truck
Yeah.
driver.
So Chandler Smith was very aggressive.
Mhm.
Matt Crafton on the radio was not a fan
Oh yeah.
at all.
Matt Crafton on the radio was never a fan of anything.
That's
ever.
true.
I don't think he's a fan of you being there.
He rode in the back most of the race. I listened to him most of the race because I love their radio. It's the best. The best
It's
truck
the
listen.
best.
So I'm listening to them and they're just riding. And then when they finally decide to go, and it's like, like a handful of laps to go, whatever, and then they all had that huge wreck and he gets in, he's like, this place sucks. He's like, as soon as we try to go, we get wrecked.
I was happy to see that Frankie limped it home and got 10th place.
Oh, I totally
Dang it.
forgot Frankie
Yeah.
was in the
Yeah.
race.
Take it.
Oh yeah.
Take it around.
I mean,
10th
because
place?
well, it was
Well, it
because
was 11th, right? So 10th.
yeah. Well, though that's true, but I think it was also because like there was a wreck that happened. He was not looking too good, and a bunch of guys got taken out, and he was able to get up through a few of them before the caution was
Mhm.
pulled. So, But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought that was good. I mean, good first start of the season for him.
It's definitely hard. I mean, like, at least for me to think in recent history that the truck race was bad. I haven't seen a bad Daytona truck race. Like, I've seen some kind of ones where I'm like, like whatever, but like
Long,
not anything that I would
bad races.
I would say it's if you want to go on the flag system that we have now, I would say it's a consistent yellow.
Yeah.
It's a consistent yellow. And it's like I've never been like, oh, this thing is a black flag. This thing sucks. Like, you always walk away
It's a good
somewhat
way to
satisfied.
spend $35 at a racetrack.
Yeah.
I would argue the truck race this year was checkered. I was good.
Yeah,
Field was good.
It was good.
Finish
it
was
really
good.
cool.
I was happy.
Bunch of 3-wide racing, green flag pit stops tells you everything.
Yeah.
I would love to know. I should have looked that stat up. When was the last time they had a green flag pit stop? Crazy.
That's a really good point,
Like
actually.
they are all coming down the pit road. I was like, what's happening?
Rooting for
I was
Frankie,
like-
rooting for Frankie in the truck series was not on my bingo card.
Really?
I mean, but it's cool. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm totally pulling for him. You could tell his truck was nowhere near as good as some of the other trucks.
Malcolm.
But I am,
I did
but I 100%
Yeah.
pull for him.
I did see him in the garage.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah.
funny.
He's kind
That's
of easy
baller.
to find, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really easy to find.
Why, you
told
just
him-
yell out Malcolm?
I told him,
Like-
don't get stuck in the middle.
You just tell him life's unfair.
I was like, don't get stuck in the middle. He was like,
I see what you did there.
I'm sure he's sitting there thinking, I
Bro.
haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of why I said it. I was like, I bet he's heard a Malcolm in the Middle joke 100 times today.
Oh, probably every
Yeah,
day.
Make
if he
it
had $1 for every.
$101.
If he had $1 for every time he'd find consistent sponsorship, every time I heard that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Parker's team is going to be filing an appeal. They said, I believe that's supposed to happen tomorrow. And Parker said on the broadcast of the Xfinity race, he believes they have a pretty good case, and of course, what's he going to say? But he said on the broadcast he thinks it'll get overturned
No way.
on the
Dang,
broadcast.
man.
So
James
I
Hunt Jr.
I
It's
talked
gonna
to
happen.
some of the guys that I know
Wow.
in the garage, and they're like, it's a next to zero.
Really?
Nobody wins the ride height appeal.
Really?
Like, it's never won.
Oh, okay.
That's why you saw. I'm not going to get into this conspiracy. Never mind. Anyways,
Yeah, we got lots.
a driver said you got to hit the wall after the race. That way you have an excuse. Just
Mm.
tap it on the cooldown lap.
This driver, a 48
That's kinda
driver,
crazy,
48
man.
car driver.
I haven't seen a lot of people hit the wall after the race.
I saw one.
When?
William Byron.
It was this weekend?
Yep.
Wild.
Mm.
Watching you, bro. No. Like they're gonna
Checking
ever
out. What are you
DQ the
doing?
Daytona 500 champion. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I hope he does. That was a fan favorite win right there. So moving on to ARCA, it was ridiculous.
It was a mess.
It's
That
weird
was the
saying
ARCA
moving on to ARCA after the truck series.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But-
so you kind of got to jump into that a little bit.
I'm not really. I mean, my company, we sponsored a car. We ran 5 laps and got wrecked.
That sucked.
That
It was
happens.
fun. We had a great time. Drivers,
How was like
Nolan,
pit road and stuff like that?
hot.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I mean, it was cool. It was pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
no awesome place to be is pit road. It was more fun to like be in the garage and be hanging out with Nolan Wilson. We did an interview with him, built a relationship, created a whole thing, got to sponsor a car with him. It was incredible. All that was fun, but it was definitely a bummer to get knocked out 5 laps.
Yeah.
That definitely sucked.
Got
Yeah.
some good camera time though.
And the funniest part is it wasn't even decisively his main sponsor. It was yours because the damage was at the
At
front.
the hood. Yeah.
So-
You gotta know
Are-
where
I was
to pick
hoping
'em.
I was
Are
hoping
they
they were
still
gonna
gonna-
bend
are they
that
still-
hood up a little bit. I was gonna take it with me.
I was to say, is your company still going to try to buy that hood?
It wasn't a good time to ask. I mean, people
That's
weren't
fun.
really in the mood. To be
I'm
honest.
sure.
So,
I'm sure.
moving
Let's move on to Xfinity because there's
Yeah.
not much that happened in ARCA, honestly, other than that.
They wrecked
And
a
That was a
lot.
200 laps of caution.
Yeah.
yeah. Moving to RCR
What an absolute total dominance RCR has in the Xfinity series here.
at super
Dang.
speedways, dude. It's
How?
Nobody knows.
What's the secret?
Austin Hill, I guess.
No, because Jesse Love is fast.
That's a
It's
good point.
crazy.
Jesse Love won.
You know what? And I was gonna say, and Creed was always really good here when he was in the 2.
Yeah, I think if the 21 doesn't blow up that rear gear, there's no shot he does not.
He won it.
There's
last
no
year.
shot he doesn't win.
He won it
last
3
year
years
with
in a row.
Damage. No, but he had like duct tape on the front of his car last year, and he still won the race.
It was
Yeah.
the tape sealed up the front
Crazy.
of it.
So basically, what I was hearing on the radio was his rear gears I think they call it the rear differentials.
The rear gear burn up.
Burn up. Yeah.
It
so
was
lost
losing oil and caused it to burn up.
He was spewing oil on everyone behind him.
Oh,
And
dude.
they never caused a caution or anything. They were losing their
The
mind.
the
during
5,
race.
6 cars behind him were screaming on the radio.
Oh, that's
They were-
He
hilarious.
was dumping.
Justin
oil on
Allgaier was
all
like,
of
"How
them.
long are they gonna let this guy just cover our windshields in oil?" Dude.
Dang.
I mean, they were getting after it. They were pretty upset, but yeah, I mean, hey, how about Jesse Love though?
I mean, are we really
Pretty awesome.
surprised? Jesse Love's probably a pretty good talent, or he's a good talent, I should
Yeah.
say.
He won at Daytona. He's probably pretty good.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
he-
was
he-
good.
he
we
ran
can say
really
he's
well.
we can say he's at least as good as Austin Dillon.
I think that's kind of rude.
Eek.
I don't know if that's rude or like
Kind of
mean
rude,
or-
man. He doesn't have a Daytona 500 championship.
Not yet, but he is running for RCR.
Not
so
Not
Oh
yet.
man,
give it some time.
give
All right.
it some time.
Just
Let's-
no one could compete with RCR.
No,
Basically.
when it comes
Xfinity
to
at Daytona.
when it comes to Xfinity,
Me-
like you said, Xfinity at Daytona.
Me and
Me
Jake
and-
always try to pick other people because we're like, there's no way they're going to continue this. year.
Every
Someone
year.
else has to figure it out, right? No.
No. Well, this week, because we do our little fantasy league that we do back and forth, and if you lose, you get to pick first. So I was trying to sandbag to make sure I can get an Austin Hill next week for Atlanta.
Yeah, no. Ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's move on to
Austin
the
Hill.
big day, Daytona 500 day. Let's break down the race. But first, before the race,
A message from our sponsor.
no,
Waterboy.
no. The first one is Trump attends the Daytona 500 for the second time, and particularly amazing fashion.
That was dope.
That
That
was
was
super
absolutely dope. There's a few key things to like highlight. One, Air Force One flying over the track.
That was cool.
Beautiful. He did a whole
Lap.
fly. He didn't
Yeah.
just land. He went all around.
Oh,
the
they
track.
buzzed the
Oh,
tower.
yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was cool because they went and they banked it sideways.
Oh yeah.
We got some awesome
So
photos.
what was funny was during the broadcast, they had Chase Elliott in the booth. Keep in mind, Chase Elliott, most popular driver in NASCAR.
Mhm.
I think Air Force One was on the TV more than Chase was while he was being interviewed in the booth.
I'm not surprised.
And like they showed it banking and stuff like that, going around and stuff. And I'm like, and they showed it coming in, they showed it going around, they showed it actually landing.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
they were cutting to it constantly.
So where we were at, because I was on the infield camping at the RV. Jake was up in the stand, so we kind of had like two perspectives
Mhm.
on it. A lot of people were expecting him to come through turn one tunnel. Everyone, dude. I mean, the cops were there. There were like I don't know if it was a whole like bait and switch kind of thing, but the police officers were there. People
might
were
have been.
waiting out. Excuse me. They were just camping the whole tunnel, waiting for him
And
to come
just
through.
so, like your campsite's pretty close to one.
Very close.
The turn one tunnel.
Yeah,
Turn one.
very close.
Yeah.
So I remember Jake was saying before he left, last time he came, they drove through the backstretch, an emergency lane off the backstretch, got to the front. I'm like, ooh, okay, so there's no point in wasting my time here. I'm going to go chill at the RV on top. So sure enough, they're timing everything out. I think they did the national anthem and everything prior. So we're doing all that stuff, and here comes the cops and everyone driving on the banks of Daytona.
Mhm.
So he didn't even go through the infield to get there. He drove around everything. I was the only guy standing on the RV, and he comes around, and I'm like, yeah, Trump. I could see him. I could see the red hat. I knew it was him. I saw the silhouette. I knew it was
You
him.
can't miss the silhouette.
And I did the thumbs up just like he does. And man, he looked right at me and pointed. I saw it. I was
I
there.
seen it.
Oh, great.
So
Here we go, Matt.
That was super cool.
Matt.
Um,
So you'll do that, but we're trying to get you to talk to Brad, and it's like an act of Congress.
yeah, man. Priorities.
This
Right.
man will find the most powerful man in the world
So
and be
so-
like, yeah.
So he gets to the front. He does his interview. I guess he did an interview with Fox.
He did.
They
Jamie,
didn't
Jamie
really-
Little. It was really quick.
They did not air it on the speakers and nothing.
It
was
wasn't. It
very-
wasn't a great interview, to be honest.
Yeah, so it was very nonchalant. But him leaving, he did go through turn one, and it was between all the storms and the rain. So people were like running out, waiting, and then ran back to the camper because they were getting poured. Like the cops were running to the bathrooms to hide. Like,
Oh,
it was funny. So I was like, well, if the cops ran away, I think I can go run away. Like it was kind of like judge what the cops are doing because they're not just gonna leave their post if he's showing up. Like it's not gonna happen. So I saw all of them. It was Lindsay and Megan. I think Lindsay and Megan were in the. Maybe it was just Megan. No, it was Lindsay and Megan and Nate. they were in the RV, and I was like, "Look, the cops are running to their motorcycles," and they turned on the lights. I was like, "We gotta go!" So we went all the way over there, and we're like, "Hey, is the president gonna come through here?" And the cops just like, "No, he's not. He's not coming this way. Make sure to stand behind the trash cans." And we're like, "Sir, yes, sir," shaking our heads no. It was really
That's funny, bro.
but it was real nice to lie. He literally, there was a whole crowd of people, same thing, drove by, and the beast, and just thumbs up, pointed, "Hey, congrats," and he was gone. Never saw him again.
Nice.
So that was cool. It was
Is
really
that
cool
quick?
it was like, I don't know, between me and the car, I'd probably say 15, 20 feet.
That's cool.
Oh, that's pretty close. I'll take that.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty baller.
when we were coming back, we missed it by like 2 minutes because it was raining. So we were coming back to the campsite, but they still had like army,
Mhm.
or I guess military. I don't know if they're army, but military on both sides of the tunnel coming out.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, oh,
People were
that's
still
dope.
walking through the tunnel. I was like, why there's a security breach? Like, they're just showing up. They're like, he's coming around the corner, and they're like, "What's going on?" Like, coming out of tunnel 1. I was like, y'all need to leave. The cop's like, "Get behind the trash can now." Like, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's the president." And they're trying to pull out their phone, and he's like, "No." Like,
we were walking through the tunnel. We're like close to like those military guys, and Jace, our buddy Jace, who went with me, he's these officers, or I guess not officers, these soldiers are all decked out in gear, like the nicest gear,
Oh, of
the
course.
nicest gear.
Yeah.
And Jace goes, he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Yo bro, hook me up with that setup." And I was like, "Stop, not the time."
Hook me up with that setup.
that's good.
Then I turned around, I was like, "Yeah, no, for real, that's pretty nice."
That's
Nah.
pretty funny, bro.
The no, so the thing that blew my mind was when they were showing it on the broadcast, right? Because obviously you're not watching on the broadcast, not being there. It's like, okay, how loud is the crowd? Like, is there booze? Is there, dude?
Bro, it was
From the broadcast, you could tell they erupted.
And Fox has terrible crowd noise.
Yes. And I could hear like as soon as, and it wasn't even like, you could tell it was like, oh, they just put it on the Jumbotron or they just put it on the big screens, because like you would see it, Fox would show it and there'd be like a 2-second delay. And then all of a sudden you just start hearing it. And I'm like, all right,
That's funny.
that's pretty cool.
Did you
Pretty
did you
fire.
see Brett the leprechaun?
Oh,
Yeah, he was out
So he has this cardboard cutout of Trump with
Yeah.
like the beads on it and everything, and he's doing like Instagram Live or Facebook Live. And he's like just holding his like, it was so funny. I was
Oh my
like-
gosh.
In his
He's a
full
funny guy.
leprechaun outfit,
What the?
green hat, like sleeveless,
Yeah, we met new
jacket, all green,
sure.
dude, hilarious.
That's
That
funny.
guy is funny. So he asked for a shout out, so we'll shout him out because he's a good dude.
Yeah.
And
good guy.
maybe we'll see you in Talladega. But
Maybe.
let's move into the race.
Yep. So fuel saving at an all-time priority. Lots and lots of fuel saving in this race.
Yeah. Everyone knew, broadcast knew. It was the highest topic of conversation. To
Yeah.
say the least.
Yeah.
The big thing that I saw was we saw a little bit of racing in the beginning, like where they were fuel saving, but people were still wanting to lead or not lead. But the end of stage 1 and all of stage 2, they were just going to ride 3 wide and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was racing for the lead. Like nobody. Like that was kind of like, I've kind of on this podcast, I've been a fan of like the fuel saving because like it was fun when
Strategy.
you get like a RFK that's going to go up there and upset the fruit basket. A 2311, like they
Front row with Michael McDowell.
Denny Hamlin likes to mess it up. He doesn't like the riding around,
Yeah.
So like that made it interesting to me because like you have this strategy, but people are going to mess with it. And then how does that play? Oh, well, this team is making us do this. So now we got to do that. Like, so that part was
Yeah.
engaging if you have the radio scanner and all that. But this year, dude, nobody. Like
Nobody
just
talked.
nobody. They
even
just
said it on the broadcast. They said, "Oh well, there hasn't been any team communication, so I guess all's
Dude,
good."
they didn't talk.
It was
Yeah.
like radio silent.
I was like on Blaney's channel and they didn't talk for 3 laps. That's how little racing there was.
Yeah.
In 3 wide, middle of the pack, they just didn't talk.
Didn't need to.
Everybody maintained their gaps and they would only say like, it's about a quarter, it's a little bit on you. All right, back to half.
Crazy.
I was like,
That's
so
the.
I've been a fan of it, but now I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those things, once the cat's out of the bag, good luck getting it back in. Like it's not going to be different.
No.
Everybody's going to do this.
Yeah.
But we might get 4 wide again at
It's the only way to
Talladega.
survive. It's the only way to get all the way to the end. If you're not racing, you shouldn't wreck, right? Statistically speaking, unless you're certain drivers. And you save the most fuel, you have the shortest pit stop. So you come out on top. At some point, you should, by those standards, come out in front.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just, it's frustrating. You know, it got to the point where, like, I would go do other things at the campsite and be like, oh, 10 to go. They're actually racing, and go watch the race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, well, let me cook something real quick. Let me pack up. Let me do this. I put away the pool. Let me set up this, the pool pump to get all that going. Wow, they're all going by. Super cool, but I know they're not racing. It's all just fuel
That was
strategy.
the problem.
Yeah,
Once
it was
they
crazy.
went 3 wide and it was gridlocked.
Yeah.
They're
See,
just-
but to me, I don't even mind the gridlock because like at Talladega when they did the 4 wide, you had Ross who was a part of that. He's like, I'm just gonna lead the front, and he was just like all the lanes. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't like we've had this before. Like sure, let's say from second, third row on back for sure you're saving, but then you still had like the front 6-9 guys still trying to make something happen. But this time, nothing.
Right.
Straight up half car lengths between the entire field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough when the commentators are kind of, or maybe they aren't, but it feels like they're kind of just stretching for content or stretching for things.
Oh yeah,
to
they're
say.
trying to find
and
something
they're
to talk about.
trying to
Did-
find
did it feel
something
that
to
way
talk about.
on TV?
What do you mean?
Like they were stretching for content in the booth?
I felt like at times they did.
especially during the rain.
Yeah,
Like before the race started, you could tell Trump was running late, and you could tell it was like they were running. They were like just talking about stuff that you would
Yeah.
talk about during a rain delay when it
And-
wasn't raining.
And
Yeah.
that's how it kind of felt, especially during that, like you said, when they weren't really communicating a whole lot, they were like really trying to panic, find things to say or talk about because it just wasn't a lot going on. So I was in the same boat as Matt, obviously from my home, I was just kind of like, oh, I'm going to go do this chore. I'm going to go do this thing, or I'm
Yeah.
going to go get a snack or something. And I'm going to come back and check in. And it's like
Right.
nothing changed. And it's
The-
like, ugh, okay.
The only thing that makes me okay with it is they did this before and they were single wide against the fence. This is
This
is
is-
better than that.
It looks
Yeah.
way better
Yes.
on TV.
Yeah.
At least. You know?
So we have Brett in the chat. He's saying they need to bring back driver-to-driver communications. Those were awesome.
Yes. I agree on that.
I mean, that might fix the
Why
super
not?
speedway thing.
It might.
At
I'm not
this
gonna
point.
lie. It would be hilarious, especially just with the way some of the drivers hate each other. I'd love for. I wish you could be like, okay, you can only talk to people you can't stand. Because oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Can you imagine Kyle Busch and Joey Logano talking after the wreck?
I
Yeah,
need
'cause-
driver communications back, and I need to listen to Matt Crafton while doing it.
I would. It would be interesting if they allowed just teams to do that.
Even teams would be.
You can
something.
talk to your team.
or even maybe
I would
manufacturer.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I heard, I think it was the Xfinity race.
I think they're
so
trying to
many
get away
races.
from that, DJ.
I know, but
I
still.
think what was interesting is they were they were trying to do manufacturer ordered pit stops for green flag pit stops in the Xfinity race, but there was so much confusion on who's going on what lap. It kind of screwed it all up.
Yeah.
Like Chevys were all planning on going down on this lap, but then somebody got a code word wrong or something, and then they went, which dragged only half of them down. And then some of the Ford guys weren't where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
They didn't know they were pitting, so they got sucked into going to the pit road. Like
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
rough.
kind of like,
How about you stop
What is happening?
coasting and get in line where you're supposed to?
yeah,
Don't just sit and expect a hole to open.
Yeah.
Actually race.
it's
Just
a little
wild
annoying.
thought.
Crazy.
I would it's still better than them running single file, but
Oh, it is.
I'm not liking it much. What if they got? Do you think if they got rid of stages, would it fix it?
No.
No, I don't think so. Maybe
Not-
if they
not-
got
not-
rid of the caution, maybe.
I still don't think so.
I think they would just drag it out as long as they could. I don't think it would be like
With the fuel window being so different of 35 to 45 laps, there's still a huge benefit to run part throttle.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you did that, I think you're still going to do it because all that matters is that last pit stop. How
Yeah.
long are you in the pits for the very last pit stop? That's what matters.
Yeah,
And so until you can figure out a way to fix that, I don't think you fix this.
they need to take away technology. Back to the Stone Ages.
I think we put carburetors back in the engines. Take away fuel injection. And every
Let's just go back
Actually
a
bring back the
generation.
plate.
listen, every 50th car, so maybe not every race, but every 50th car, their carburetor has only got like half of the openings that the other ones do. Let's just throw something crazy in it.
That's funny.
No,
hold
so
on.
then some other things that happened. Joey has an ECU issue, causes to go.
Trash.
So
That was annoying.
First off,
Why'd they throw the caution?
okay, first off,
There
did
was
you-
a wreck.
well, going back
Chastain wrecked.
Rookie.
to the ECU thing. Did you guys hear what it actually was?
No, so I was gonna ask you about that because I don't know. All I know is Joey's car turned
Yep.
off. I
Yeah.
think he just got
So-
scared and lifted.
No, so
I think you
Stop.
fixed that.
No, so what happened was, did you guys notice that he got trash on the front of his grill?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It got sucked into the intake.
No.
It
Is that what did it?
they had to?
Yeah.
So they had to replace the
What a
intake of the car,
doofus.
and they did it in 90 seconds. They went under
Oh,
the
I
hood.
missed all that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I saw him
It
open
was
the
a big
hood, but
deal.
they were like on that end of pit road. I couldn't really see.
They replaced the entire intake in 90 seconds,
Wow.
Yeah.
and he got back out there and got back up on the lead lap conveniently, but obviously because of the caution, but still managed to keep it going.
He was up there like,
Yeah.
just you idiot.
Super speedway racing.
Exactly.
That
No, I did
sucks
see the
so
bag
bad.
on the front. Now that you say that, that makes total
Yeah,
sense.
so
Yeah.
they were explaining. They brought Larry Mack in, and he said the
Of
intake
course
there.
they did.
It looks like it has a filter, but it's not. It goes straight in and straight
Yeah,
into
there's
the
no
engine.
grill.
Yeah, so that bag flipped up in, went inside, and it was the bag. They had to take the intake off, and then once they took the intake off, they found the bag inside.
Yeah,
the
because
intake.
there's never been a piece of debris at Daytona before.
I know.
Whatever.
It's so stupid. God, there's so,
So-
many things wrong with this car.
Yeah,
Like,
so I
that's-
thought that was
that
That's
we've,
so
we've
impressive,
had
though.
mesh on the front of the cars for 50 years, all the way back to when we were running dirt. You don't need them anymore.
Out with the old, in with the new.
But no, super impressive that their pit guys were
Oh,
able
yeah.
to change that out that fast.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
wild.
remember
minute
the
and a
first
half
race
to do
with the
that.
next gen car? Kyle Busch put tape on the front. Do you remember that?
Remember when
and he
the
got
rocks?
penalized for
Oh
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Totally
like, Kyle,
forgot
you
about that.
can't put tape on the front of these cars. He's like, why not?
How did he put tape on? There's no grill opening.
Exactly.
Well, and then,
I don't know.
Remember the rocks all shooting
Oh, yeah.
through there and all the louvers and stuff, and it was like coming up on their windshield.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was a problem.
The
Okay,
next- all right.
moving
Joey,
on.
I gotta know.
Joey versus
Ricky.
Ricky. Hold on, I got to put it in the chat and you guys.
Oh
let
yeah,
us
yeah.
know.
We're gonna do a YouTube poll. Joey versus Ricky.
Jeff
Who
B,
caused
you
that
are
wreck?
Shame.
Jeff, go.
I'm Joey. 1,000%.
All right.
From my view, just my personal opinion.
All
But
Matt.
I mean,
I'm actually gonna blame Denny Hamlin, just because he ruins NASCAR. No, it was 110% Joey's fault.
all right. I'm team Ricky here.
Ricky,
I think it's Ricky's fault.
no, his Sunny D machine was in the lead.
Bro,
It was
he
fine.
threw like,
machine.
in my opinion, he threw like 6 blocks the last handful
All
of
right, hold on.
laps.
Hold on, DJ.
Hold on. What? Who said what?
Who's at fault, Joey or Ricky?
Where's everyone at?
Yeah,
Was it
No,
Ricky?
no, you don't need to know
just-
that.
Whose fault is it?
Whose fault was
Just flip
this?
a coin.
Joey.
Oh my god.
It was Joey. See, you're outnumbered.
I mean,
We got him, boys.
Y'all all wrong. It's fine.
We're not wrong.
It's
Yeah.
not.
He was trying to make a hole for a third of the
How
lap.
many times you gonna get cut off from a block
He
that you're
was not
5 to 10?
clear.
If you're 5 to 10 miles an hour faster, how many times?
Jeff, was
are
he
you-
clear?
No.
Okay,
But it
DJ,
doesn't
was he
matter,
clear?
bro.
So
if you
so
come down
so
and you're
if
trying
Brad,
to
hold on, if Brad will throw, if Brad's tired of getting blocked and he says no lift Daytona, I'm not lifting anymore, it's fine. But if Joey does it,
It's garbage.
yeah, that's not
it doesn't matter.
Brad would never be in that situation. He's always in the back.
Brad has been wrecked and wrecked more people.
Someone
than
By
in the,
Joey.
somebody in the chat said it was Brad's fault.
It probably was, to be
Oh my
honest. If Brad was there, never would have happened.
Here you go. Come on, Jason. Ricky's fault, 1,000%.
Yeah,
It
right
is
now,
not
Bro,
right now
you
Ricky's
the,
cannot
fault.
throw 5 blocks
The first
and then
block was
be
bad.
expecting for somebody just to let it go.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The first block was bad, but he got the position back and nobody wrecked.
Man, look, we got another spin house in here. See?
yeah, but
Y'all
right
know what's
now,
up.
right now Joey's winning
The
by
f-
82%.
The first block was bad. It was a dirty block. He should have wrecked. And it's like,
Brad's
all right, bad
fault,
block.
100%.
Yes.
I like these fans.
You guys are out of here.
These guys are sharp,
Nah.
man.
Anywho, but then he just continued to push the issue.
That was my issue.
Bro,
Yeah,
he got
push
tired.
it.
How many times did he lift and let it go? dude, 5 times later, I'm just done.
It doesn't matter if Joey's
work like
justified.
that.
It
I'm
just
just
matters
done.
that it's his fault.
It's his fault.
He could have lifted
I was gonna
more.
say he could have stopped.
At the end
you
of the
know?
day, you know who didn't finish the race? Both of them.
Chastain.
Both
All right,
of
well,
them.
let's do
Elio.
this. Let's watch the video and let everybody decide.
All right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I did.
Pull it
that.
up, DJ.
Whoa.
So, okay.
Late
so this is
line
the
on that
outside
flat
right
house.
Back
Still
block.
trying.
Still
He's
pushing.
up. Pushing,
Still
pushing.
pushing.
Trying to squeeze
Joey's
it. Couldn't
there.
do it. Into the wall goes Logano.
He's there.
If he was there, he wouldn't have run.
right,
No.
And
Play it
with
again,
him goes
play it back.
Blaney
We're good.
and
No,
Gregson.
no, it's coming.
Chase
Y'all
Elliott.
just watch. Follow me.
Got a little greedy there, Kevin.
Who's going
Whoa.
the chicane?
Late
Look,
on
bad
that
block.
Stenhouse.
Yep.
Still
Yeah,
trying.
fair enough. Fair
Bad
enough.
block,
up.
and then Stenhouse comes
Trying
down.
to squeeze it.
Nah,
Couldn't do
he
it.
was there.
Into the
Bro, he
wall
went
goes
left.
I think he's
Logano.
coming down because Joey's in his quarter
So how
pushing
could
him
it?
down.
Okay, so if
And
you have
with
two
him
cars,
goes
right? If they're
Blaney
so
and
close, we can't
Gregson.
get in
No,
there.
no, no.
Chase
Get it back.
Elliott.
I'm not getting
Got a
it.
little greedy
How
there,
in the
Kevin.
world can Joey be there and Stenhouse come down? Look.
Late
Joey,
line
there's
on
no
that
room. There's no
Stenhouse.
room.
Still
There's no
trying.
room.
He's gonna come
He
in.
has room. He's there.
Trying to squeeze it. Couldn't do it. Into the
don't
wall
see it.
goes
Not clear.
Logano.
Not clear.
He's still not clear.
And with
Still
him
wrecking.
goes Blaney and
Let's be
Gregson.
honest.
And
Joey
Chase
had by
Elliott.
far the best. Probably
Got a
well,
little
maybe
greedy
not
there, Kevin.
The best, but one of the
Whoa.
top 3
Joey
best.
make
Late
it
on
out
that
of the
Stenhouse. Still trying.
Yeah.
He's up.
No, actually, since he
Trying
has
to
trying to get
squeeze
that
it.
trash
Couldn't
off
do
his
it.
grill.
Into the wall
I mean,
goes
let's
Dude,
just-
Logano.
I'm not gonna lie
Let's just
though.
be fair.
When they
Heard
put
it
that
was
new
a
intake
Sony
on,
ball.
suddenly his car
And with
came alive.
him
and I'm
goes
sitting here thinking,
Blaney
did they
and
drop that
Gregson.
in?
Was alive.
Chase Elliott.
Wow.
Well,
He
let's
had,
got a little
he
greedy there,
had
Kevin.
the best car.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. Ricky Stenhouse.
Late
Little
on
off by
that Stenhouse.
Stenhouse.
Still trying.
That's what he is.
He's
But
up. Trying to squeeze it. Couldn't do it. Into the wall goes Logano. And with him
I guess
goes
it doesn't
Blaney
matter.
and
Like you could be
Gregson.
favorites at.
If
One
anybody-
time, one time it's Joey
Got a little
Logano. The
greedy
next
there,
time
Kevin.
it's Ricky
Robert.
Stenhouse or vice versa. So it doesn't matter.
Late on that Stenhouse. Still
Apparently someone
trying.
had good aim with a pink
He's
ball.
up. Trying to squeeze it. Couldn't do it.
Before it
Into the
cleared, Joey
wall
had a
goes
chance to get
Logano.
back up.
Video audio.
Check. I don't know.
Oh, you know what?
And with him goes Blaney and Gregson. And Chase Elliott.
All right.
Got a little greedy there,
Take it
Kevin.
Hold on. Figure it out.
Whoa.
There we go. There.
All right, you guys don't need to hear that.
We're
So
trying
we-
new things.
Yeah, this is totally new. Jake told me about this idea. He's like, "Hey, I got this idea," and I'm like, "I think I can make it work." Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Well, apparently they
that's
couldn't
insane.
hear us, but you could clearly see that wreck he caused that wreck.
brother. Yeah,
Brother.
As of right now,
Brother.
we are up to 12 votes, and Joey is winning by 83%.
yeah. I mean,
oh, man, that's
you-
why. But this is why we do a podcast so we can educate the fans.
You're just a Joey sympathizer. I think that's a.
You know what, Joey? He's
Bro,
gonna
there
be-
was nobody
listen,
cheering.
my-
There was
man,
nobody cheering more
I've
than
already,
me.
I've already never thought I'd see Jake in a Denny Hamlin shirt, so I'm
He's-
waiting
no,
for the Joey
There's
Logano days
retribution. He fixed the errors of his ways.
for now.
He found a
even,
match
I even
shirt.
got
he still
matching
he
colored
still
beads.
owns it. We have content at Daytona with him wearing a Denny Hamlin shirt.
100%.
Oh, we burned
100%.
it.
Did you buy? Did
Let
you
us
buy
hey,
more?
let us know in the chat. I think because of the delay, you guys
Can't
might
hear us
not be
now.
able to hear us.
Is it
but,
good now? It
yeah,
should be
let
good
us
now.
know. Let us know.
Hopefully.
No, I think maybe turning down that mixer audio killed the whole thing.
That's not. I don't think that's the mixer audio. That's definitely not it.
Yeah,
Lindsay,
okay.
Lindsay,
It's
we got
Lindsay
it.
says it's good?
Good
All
deal.
right, we're good.
Cool.
All
But
right.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you get it's a tough case when you got the two people who wreck everyone at super speedways all the time.
Dude,
So
the best thing I
like-
thought of was literally when I texted you guys, and I'm like, Brad is pulling that meme from Ragnarok, where he's like, "Yes, this is how it feels."
Yeah.
He's just like, "This
Yeah,
is exactly
this
what
is-
it's
this-
like."
yeah,
I didn't know while watching the race, but Brad was slow because he broke a upper control arm
Oh, really?
midway
yeah,
through.
I missed that.
Yeah, he had damage, so he's like,
Kuzman, you need to chill, bro.
he could just
Wait, what did he say?
cruise.
He asked if Joey's my driver of the week.
Oh, dude.
Calming down, bro.
Oh,
Listen.
dude, in the group
Are we-
chat, in
is-
the
Red flag.
fantasy chat,
There
Kuzman
is-
and I were flaming Jake.
There is
at
a over
540.
under on whether or not by the end of this year Jake becomes a Logano fan.
You never know.
That's absolutely no chance of that ever
I've
happening.
never heard Jake
That-
talk
I'll take-
louder.
I'll take
we
those
thought
odds.
the same
I'll
thing
take
about
those odds.
Hamlin. So
I
This
will
is
see.
like
He
an
starts
AA
podcast
meeting every
with-
week where we just bully Jake about his drivers.
you know,
So
one-
I like this. If the Fords want to win, they need to wait until the last 2 laps to be in 6 through 10. I don't think that worked either.
probably
Probably
not
not.
gonna happen, bro.
We watched Joey wreck all the Fords when Brad was in the lead. But all right, so the next one is the Priest goes airborne.
Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust the audio, so
All
I
right.
apologize for everybody for a split second. So I will play the video and then I'll adjust the audio and then we can talk.
This isn't the scenario that I think I would want if I was a teammate, you know, with being door to door with my teammate Hamlin and Bell for this front row against Bell into the wall.
There we go. So that's
Okay.
exciting. Look, airplane.
Rocket Man.
Airplane.
fly
So,
through the air.
This was a
all
wild
day.
crash.
Dude, that was nuts.
I don't know about you guys.
I was very
I've
worried.
seen that in motorsports
Feeling
like
22.
years ago, like a car take off vertically like that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you watch it, it's pretty insane. But then when you really go into it, and like the last few crashes at Daytona, that very similar to this, and you're trying to really study like what's up with this car, you find some interesting stuff, man.
So,
Yeah.
You
Matt,
find some interesting stuff.
Matt
it's very
pointed
noticeable
Me,
in this.
yeah,
The car didn't flip until the hood flaps deployed.
roof.
Roof flaps. Sorry. Roof flaps deployed. Once those flaps engaged, it started the spin, the cycle. You know, it was just up in the air and it was starting to come down. And then you see the flap
Yep.
open and it's that extra
And I apologize. This is a longer video clip, so like the actual
The-
wreck.
the-
is-
bunch
but
of
extra
replays
little
coming.
bit of
Yeah.
of I don't know what you call it, resistance. That makes it want to flip. It's
Yeah,
wild.
But if you watch like all of the major crashes within the last few years, like the McDowell crash, the LaJoy crash, the other priest
Harrison Burton.
Harrison
The
Burton.
other
Harrison Bur-
priest
the
Daytona
other
flip.
priest Daytona flip.
The fact
Bush
that
and
we have to
Harrison Burton-
qualify it now with the other priest wreck.
Which-
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so
Here we go.
here's what
Here
we're
we go.
saying. So if you watch this, as the car goes up, you'll see it starts to come
No
back
way.
down.
we got
this
a
is
little
a-
time. Yeah, hold on.
Yep.
There you
There's
go.
the
Bell.
41 doing 41 things.
And then boom.
Hit. Oh, we're not really gonna see it from this angle, but you can see it goes up, it comes down, and as it's starting to come down, it rotates over.
I think I don't remember if this has the front on shot or not, but there is a shot.
Yeah.
of
hope
it.
so.
Well, the one we looked at, it was more of a close up from Christopher Bell's perspective.
So here you go. You can kind of
Yeah.
see it from
This
here.
is from
Watch
Jones,
when the
yeah.
roof flap on the right side of the car comes up. So he gets hit, boom, airborne. It's all fine. Coming back down, roof flap up,
Boom.
rolls
Yeah.
over.
Yep. Yep.
So
I'll tell you,
we-
go back and watch some of these flips that have happened in the next gen.
We
car-
did.
Gen
So
7.
the reason why we're a little late is because we went back and watched every single next gen flip in slow motion, so we could talk about this. Every single one, without a single doubt. As soon as the roof flap comes up, the car starts rotating.
Yep.
Every single one.
And
Of
when
them.
the flap doesn't
the-
go up,
Yep.
it stays down.
It
And the
stays
control
down.
group was the Michael McDowell crash. When he goes up, you see the flap come up. He starts to kind of looks like he's about to start flipping. Flap
It
goes
stays
down,
down.
Car goes down.
car goes down.
But
Yeah.
the all the way back to
So-
the
Look, there you go.
Harrison
Flap opens, flips.
rolls right over.
That's
So the
crazy.
Harrison Burton crash, the first one, he was sideways flat on the ground for so long. But then as soon as that flap came up, I mean, he had to be doing what, 150 by that
Yeah.
point? I mean, so slow. And then the car just rolls immediately. That was the one that was like alarm bells, like, man, we should have seen this. The
How did-
Josh
yeah.
Berry last summer in Daytona,
Yep.
Yep.
same thing.
Yep.
Corey LaJoy. Or
The
he-
Cor-
yeah, we
that was the
mentioned
other one. The Corey LaJoy at Michigan, exactly the same.
Yep.
As soon as the roof flap comes up, car goes over. Exactly the same every time. When these cars, like you can see, like Christopher Bell, when he hits straight on the wall here, he goes up, comes right
Yep.
back down,
No flap.
and then man, it's crazy.
Boom.
And that's the crazy thing about this crash is that Priest, like it looks like he's doing a wheelie and he's coming down. If you watch it really slow,
He
he's
starts to
coming
come.
down a pretty significant amount. And then it opens, the car turns to the
Turns.
left. And it's always seen, I mean, from the ones I've been watching so far, they always go to the left. So it's like inwards towards the track. Roof flap opens, inward, rotates
Over.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pretty insane. I'm
let's
sorry.
talk about it, right? So what do you guys think about, like, is this?
So
I mean,
in-
NASCAR knows they have a problem.
in
We've
the-
been
Is
flipped
this
a
the
bunch of these.
secret
In the chat,
problem
well, in
that
the
like nobody wants to talk about?
Maybe.
That they're like NASCAR knows the problem, but they don't want to fix it.
I will say,
And everyone's
our-
like, "Oh, it's the underbody." What if it's not?
well, that's what everyone in the chat is saying, is that it's 100% the underbody. There's a lot of people saying that, and I think that it's a part of it. I don't know that I would say the underbody is the problem.
Well,
I think that's the biggest change with these cars, and the last generation of cars. I think that's the biggest change for
Yeah.
sure. Because if we even granted, we know it's not scientific, but we did look at our diecast for reference. I know.
Yes, we did.
We do
But-
have the elites, so they're pretty accurate.
They're pretty close. And the hood or the roof flaps are very similarly designed. Now, something that Jake, you were mentioning was teams maybe playing with some aero.
Yeah. So, I mean, like what they used to do a lot with the Gen 6 was the way you would build some of the inside compartments, you would build them in a way to make the air move differently inside. Now, they can't get as creative with this car, but maybe there is some way to put, hoses or just something. I can't. Maybe a cool box for a cool suit, right? The cool box. Maybe there's a way you can put some things in there to make the air. Maybe you can tighten a screw a certain way to make it not want to like flip. You know what I mean? Like to make it not work as they design it. Maybe, but that's kind of what I was thinking. But I don't think that's the way it is now because this has been happening since the first race. I was kind of like the rabbit hole was going down till we got to the Harrison Burton. I was like, wow, this is the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything this roof flap is supposed to do is doing the opposite. So
I agree.
Well,
I would just encourage everybody, go back, watch the slow-mo replays, and watch as soon as it deploys, the car goes over.
And that's
Which
not
it
to
should
say
be when it deploys, it should just put
Want
it
to go
right
back
on the
down?
ground.
No.
Yeah, and that's not to say that the underbody can't have something to do with
It
it. It
very
could be
well
a
could be.
combination. It could be a combination of a
Almost like you
multitude
need
of
one
things.
and not the other.
Sure,
Right.
It could be a multitude of things, but from what we've seen and what we've studied, the common denominator is the roof flap.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
So,
I think,
but and to be fair, Ryan Preece, we mentioned it on the broadcast when he was being interviewed after the crash, like they do. He said that this car is like walking with a piece of plywood out on a windy day, and it just takes it away from you. He's like, that's kind of how
It
the
felt.
car feels,
Yeah.
like when you're taking flight. So it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, that flat underbody could have something to do with it, but it doesn't do anything until the roof flap is in a certain position.
That's the thing, because
So-
like in the chat, I'm sure I'm getting your name wrong. Yinny, N-Y-N-N-Y. I don't know. Physics and stuff like that. Flat surface, lifted, pressure underneath the vehicle.
Sure.
You can see that's why he gets up. But the point we're talking about is you can see the car start to come down. And I'm it's doing 160 miles an hour probably at this point or something. You can see it starting to come down, but then he rotates sideways, roof flap comes up. It's as soon as that flap comes up, the rotation starts.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I think
Hey, I got it right. Sweet.
Oh yeah, okay,
I pronounced
cool.
his name right. Yay. Points for
Yeah.
me.
No, I absolutely think the underbody in that situation
contribute.
doesn't help.
Yeah.
It could be because like we've seen times in the past, like a car gets sideways, a roof flap comes up and starts slowing it down, and sometimes they'll pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it'll go right back down. But maybe that roof flap is helping kick it up, and then the underbody takes care of it from there.
Maybe.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're doing.
That could be. It could be the roof
should
flap
tweet
just
Bob.
gets it just enough up in there
Just
where air
enough.
gets underneath it and pushes
but
the
that's
rip from
not
there.
even how they're supposed to work.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't understand. So,
listen, well, I mean, according to Kyle Busch, they still haven't figured out how they're doing this whole towing you to the garage thing
Yeah.
stuff and everything. So clearly NASCAR doesn't know everything.
Have
Yeah.
you looked into that one? I don't
Which
want
part?
to like jump subjects.
Kyle Busch
but
was wrong.
No,
don't they have 3 attempts?
No,
No.
I believe it's just one.
Yeah, that's that's
thought
what
it
they
was
said
3
on the
attempts.
broadcast.
Unless they revise the rule from when I read it, like when they first announced it, it's one attempt, which
Huh,
is
okay.
Sure.
dumb. But
I thought it was 3
Yeah.
attempts to
One
make minimum
thing-
speed.
I guess one thing to, just on this specific crash, I wanted to mention, Jake and I were kind of mentioning it before the show, but this, maybe I was wrong, but maybe this feels like one of the harder hits. It may not like look like it from on camera or in person, but it definitely, like when you watch, especially when you watch the in-car, it's a hard hit. One of the harder hits.
Priest,
I
right?
think, yeah,
Yes.
Priest.
Okay.
And I think one thing that's super crazy is just even with how hard that hit was, and Priest said it was like one of the harder hits. He said it was worse than
Which is wild.
the flips that from last year that
I
looked
think
way
it's
worse.
that rear impact.
Still,
How rigid this car is insane. Because if it's hitting as hard as he's saying it is, and the damage that's visible,
They're gonna run that car again.
that's insane.
That's
That
wild.
car
Yeah.
will absolutely
Yeah,
race again.
yeah.
They're
I
not
wonder
gonna.
if
They're not
that's-
gonna junk that chassis.
Yeah.
Is that the
Brad's
same
like,
car?
"Get back
Is
in
that
lane, boy."
Is that the same
It
car that
is
flipped?
super. Oh god, that would be
Oh no, it's RFK
Dun, dun,
versus
dun.
Stuart Haas, so probably not.
no.
Never
it
say
wouldn't
never.
be. But yeah, but that's insane. Like
Plot
if
twist:
you're
all the
hitting
cars that are
hard-
flipping,
and
it's
it
the same chassis number.
It's a rough hit. I mean, like compared to some of the other ones, it's like, yeah, they flip and they hit the ground and it looks pretty violent. Yeah. But like when you're taking a hit head on like that, I don't know, man. Like it just, the car should look worse.
The car should look worse.
The car should look worse.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and we're not saying like it should be compromising to the driver, but if it takes impact, you're taking impact away from the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, I like what Yini said. It essentially dropped on his head at 180 miles an hour.
Yeah. And it definitely feels like that.
The fact that he was able to give an interview that quick, that was definitely.
So did y'all watch the interview?
Ryan Priest's
Yes.
tough, man.
Dude, what he said in that literally like freaked me out.
Yeah, I think he's right, man.
Dude,
I mean, this
like it goes quiet because obviously it's off the ground, so there's no sound anymore, or no road noise anyway, at least.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like he's
well,
like,
you're off
says,
the throttle
Well,
for sure
let's
too.
clarify what he said for.
Yeah,
in
so
case
he,
people didn't.
in case you haven't seen, basically he says, yeah, he goes, I went up, it got quiet, and all I thought about was my daughter, and you know these cars are just really. He didn't say bad. I forgot the exact wording he used there, but basically he said they got something to fix. And
Yeah, well, he said they know what they have to fix.
oh, okay.
The roof flaps. We figured it out.
No,
You
I
can't
mean,
hide forever.
I don't know how people are talking about getting rid of the underwing. I don't think you can. I've watched a lot of the stuff on like how they built this like everything like you
I mean,
have
you-
to
you
have
have
it with
to-
this car.
you
You'd
have to have a different car.
redesign everything at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a piece that's just bolted on. It ties into like the side and the panels and helps hold the foam, and then the exhaust is all connected through it. Like it is a ton of things that all
So how long do you think
like
they're gonna,
watch when they flip, none of it breaks off.
Yeah. How long do you think it's gonna take till the new next gen comes out? 3 more years?
No, more than that.
5.
You think so?
I think it could be 10, 15 years.
Again?
Yeah.
Long run?
Yeah.
Because they
don't
got
know,
rid of
man.
the car tomorrow pretty quick.
I'll
The
just
car,
tell you.
no, they didn't. They just took the stupid spoiler off.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
the
but
vibe.
they redesigned it enough.
I'll tell you the vibe that interview gave me, and I don't know why this struck me the way it did, but the feeling that it gave me was kind of the same feeling of watching some of the old like, it was like the pre Earnhardt death where they're having the drivers meetings and they're really like concerned about the car killing someone.
You know why?
and they're all
remember that
saying
meeting?
it, and it's specifically I remember one where Rusty Wallace was talking about it.
Yeah.
And it was
That was right after
eerie.
Neil died.
Yep. And so it was kind of one of those things where Ryan Priest saying that in this car had the same, it hit the same
So
for me.
I was telling you
personally.
earlier, I had a comment on this. And so let's talk about the end of these races and the way these guys race. It's
Like dogs.
ridiculous. It to me, it's beyond ridiculous how they're racing here. You're taking short track, beat them out of the way mentality to the super speedway, and you're gonna kill
They're told
somebody.
to go half throttle for 90% of the race.
You're pinning them up.
You're pinning them up. Exactly.
Yeah.
Go
I-
half throttle. Don't do a single thing that we tell you to do otherwise.
You have
You
no
know,
time
don't do
to
anything.
practice anything else.
Hey, guess what? 10 laps to go. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Get to the front.
Yeah.
We
To
already
the-
made the
to
deal.
the floor.
Yeah,
Push it to the floor.
So I
They
was
can't even talk with other people to figure out who they're going to work with. No, it's.
so I was watching Denny Hamlin. I was pulling for Denny Hamlin at the end. I know, hard to believe, whatever. But
Did I say 3 on the side of your head?
he had a shot to really make some really aggressive blocks. He didn't. He stayed in his lane, let the other lane make its run. He's going to try to let his lane come back and make its run. All he does is get absolutely run over from the behind so hard and then just get absolutely door slammed the entire way down the backstretch. I'm like, there's literally no way you can be able to hang on to it. It's so obvious that they're just going to run into each other
Yeah.
until they crash. They just don't care. And we saw Cole Custer do it twice.
Yeah.
He caused the second wreck and he caused that other first wreck with Priest.
Yeah.
So like you just sent a man into orbit and you're gonna do the same thing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that's what somebody like a Jeff Gordon, a Rick Hendrick, somebody's been around for a while. Like stop, you're gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like I know Ross was kind of being a douche there for a little while, but like this is like a real thing. Like stop. You send one of these in the catch fence, it's gonna be a bad day.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot. I mean, can you imagine if the Newman wreck happened today in this car?
Dude, it doesn't break.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna send it like a kicking a freaking volleyball, soccer ball.
But that's what I'm saying. Look at Newman's car and how much that thing deformed and
Yeah, that's what I'm
disintegrated.
saying.
Can you imagine if that was a next gen car? Newman's probably not here today.
I think I agree.
Same thing with the AD, the big AD crash. at
Yes.
Daytona. Like if that car
that's
didn't
even
tear
worse.
up the way it did, it's
He
like-
gets out of that thing immediately, and it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
Could you imagine the underbody just flying through the fence because it's so fast and sharp? Just,
Well, isn't
like a-
that
Bro,
isn't
I
that
don't
why
want to
Jay?
talk about it? I'm
isn't that
telling you,
why
I've
Jay-
told y'all for a long time.
That's why he
This
moved your
car hits a
seats.
catch fence, it's gonna be horrific.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna absolutely be horrific. That's,
We should just take down the catch fence.
What are we, Bowman Gray?
Oh my god!
Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
Get that fence out of here.
You know,
They
it's
took it down,
funny.
like, the
It was
next
funny.
day.
Like just a quick side note. 'cause it's a s-
So talking, Robert, you can't penalize the drivers for recklessness.
No.
There's no way to
No.
enforce it. There's no way. Where's the
No.
line?
No, because if you start doing that, you lose it.
It's like they can't penalize them for riding.
just
either.
a quick side note. Like I remember when DJ and I were at Auburndale. It was a similar thing. We went up to the side of the track and we like touched the thing, and all the people,
Touched the thing.
all the
Catch fence.
catch fence.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm sorry, I
There
didn't
you
think of it. And the people next to us were like, "Yeah, if a car comes through this, it's not stopping.
We're not stopping
it."
Remember when we went to that modified race at New Smyrna? We sat like row 5 and they took off because we'd never been in a modified race. We're like, yeah, we're going up 15 rows. This fence is not catching a
This is
modified.
not gonna work.
No, I
So,
think so. Like I think we're at the point now. We're probably like I think we're at a point of the toothpaste is out of the tube, and there's only one way you're gonna get it back in.
Yeah, brush your teeth.
You suck it in and then spit it back in.
I think it's really gonna be like a really terrible injury or a fatality. It's the only way, because the car's fine. You could race like this with other cars. The Gen 6 car was fine. You could race crazy, right? But we've seen the last 20 years since Dale died and everything reset, everything calmed down, and it's gotten progressively worse, more and more aggressive, more and more egregious. Last lap crashes coming to the finish became more and more regular. Now it's like every year. Like how many years in a row we like last lap crash to the Daytona 500? It's like
they said
every year, every only one race this whole weekend didn't end on a yellow flag coming to the checkered.
They said 6 of the
One
last
dual
8.
race.
6 of the last 8 ended under, I think, went to overtime.
Overtime.
Yeah, in
I mean,
Daytona.
it's crazy, man.
6 of the last 8.
I
So,
get it. It's exciting, but it's just like with this car, I'm not vibing it because I don't want to see somebody get hurt. And I think a driver coming out and saying something about it speaks volumes.
It should. I mean, this man's flipped twice. You should listen to him.
I think that
I
he-
think his
I thi-
opinion.
well,
I think he carries a little more weight than anybody
I think
else.
that's a NASCAR trend, though, is when the drivers start saying something and it's as eerie as it is. Like bad stuff always happens following that. At least that's the pattern I see in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's certainly
just
a
personal.
respectable amount of danger.
Yeah.
You know, it's inherent. You're going 200 miles an hour. It's dangerous.
Of course.
But there's got to be some. I feel like you already have the fuel saving issue. So that's one problem with this car. Maybe you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And I'm not saying you're never going to get rid of flipping at 200 miles an hour. Forget about it. Not even at,
There's a reason why
with-
they stopped him from going faster.
yeah. Even with this car, we Harrison Burton flipped it like 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like Corey LaJoy flipped it like 180. So like unless you slow him down to like 150, 140, you'll never end flipping.
Yeah.
So
Realistic, I
Is
could
what
probably
it
flip
is.
my truck at 150. So
My
Just
van,
saying.
my van would definitely roll.
yeah,
So-
fans will roll.
I think that's fair.
rolling,
But they definitely gotta look into it.
Yep.
yeah.
Moving on to some other things about the race. Byron wins from 9th place when he crosses the finish line on the white flag to win back-to-back 500s.
Listen,
Barely
Kudos.
missing
it
some
took
wrecks.
it took skill the first 199 laps. It was luck.
100%
last
luck.
one.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was luck.
to be fair, like at least from the overhead view, like I don't know if you guys saw it, he definitely like I don't know if he does, but it looks like he does. Basically, put himself into the wall barely.
I think a little
he
bit.
puts himself into the wall to just try and avoid it, and he somehow
Whoa.
did. And he's like,
Can't
"All
do
right,
that. That's illegal.
cool." You can't do-
Can't do that.
Can't
It's
ride the
illegal.
wall.
Encumbered.
But no, he definitely bumps the wall.
That's why he won't feel right heights.
No, he definitely bumped the wall as a last ditch effort to try and do it.
Yeah,
And
it's interesting
so,
because I mean,
you know,
it is kind of luck because he goes to start that third line and then the other 2 lanes wreck
Yeah.
and he's able to just. I was like,
Nah,
wow.
it's just luck, man.
Wow.
He did. I mean,
Yeah.
he did a great job. I have no problems with Byron winning this. it's not as exciting, having someone back
Yeah.
to back. But
Wasn't Jimmy.
Well, I was gonna say unless you're Nate, then
Who-
in which case this is a great.
Who got lucky last year?
Byron.
Byron.
Yeah.
They wrecked as soon as he crossed the white.
Yeah.
No time, no need to worry, no need to block, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of.
What about a year before that?
I don't remember who won it. It was
No, that's- that wasn't-
Stenhouse.
Stenhouse.
Yep.
What happened? Drove through a crash and won it.
Yeah.
What about the year before that?
Cedric
McDowell.
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 Drove
Same
through a crash and won it.
Yep.
So we're like 4 years in a
Cedric, probably
row.
the same thing. But
No,
Cedric-
he finished green. He beat Blaney to the line, finished him, and they finished under green. It's the last time we finished under green.
Interesting.
But it's like the
Never
last
again.
4 years in a row, the best guy isn't winning. It's the guy in the right spot. Call it lucky, call it whatever.
I know I was kind of making fun of him, but maybe Nate is actually the good luck charm for Byron. I don't know. Maybe,
All I'm gonna
maybe,
say-
I told him
maybe
he's not
there's a
invited
merit
next year.
to it. I don't know.
All I'm gonna say
It's like,
is,
hey, buddy, I appreciate you coming.
Nate,
Don't
Nate
show up
started
next year.
Nate started becoming a fan of Byron, and then suddenly Byron started winning.
Jeez
I'm just
Louise.
saying. He
As
did
a
meet
Byron
him.
fan, next year we want to see him win on the roof. Jeez. Calm down, bro.
What, are you trying to like make it fair or something? Is that what the attempt is?
So Robert in the chat, he asked, what about Bell Toyota not being able to hold it under the bumps? I don't, the rear bumpers of all the cars around, you shove it far enough, long enough, it's going to wreck.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
All of them.
The Fords just had the setup, whatever it was. They were dialed in.
It's not
I-
even the Fords, it's the Penske's.
Yeah. I did see, did you guys see the video I sent you about the guy that had the wild conspiracy? It wasn't that wild of a conspiracy, but he's like, Penske puts all their monies in super speedways
Yes.
and the championship race.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of them.
Probably.
Because he goes, they know that if they can do enough at super speedways, they're going to get there. And the champion, because those are also the highest payout races.
Don't forget about Michigan. They love winning Michigan.
Well, it's Detroit, so it's Ford.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
know?
Yeah,
They
that makes
definitely
sense.
put some
That's a
stuff in
pride
there.
thing.
Well,
No.
well, but this guy
he says we want style points for Byron on the roof
I
across
think
the
that's
line.
fair. You know,
I
what's-
mean, it'd be a way
you
to
know the
earn
worst thing is
3
we're gonna
wins.
have the
You know what?
3-peat with
He's-
Byron next year. Can he do it again? The 3-peat. It's like I was so tired of hearing about that with the Chiefs all year. Yeah, now Byron gets the.
Oh, so Byron's the Chiefs now.
He's the Chiefs. Yeah, 3-peat.
Byron
the
Rex out lap
He
one.
3-peat.
He's the Chiefs.
Byron Mahomes.
Byron
Oh my God.
Mahomes.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
and that's
funny.
and Yenny, that definitely the Indy 500. Yeah, like, and the Rolex.
24.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Crown
pretty much.
jewels. Might as well.
Well, because in this video I saw, granted, I mean I don't remember who it was, so I'm not giving credit to him, so I'm sorry, but they were pointing out that these were the highest paying out races. So from
money
a
talks.
from an income standpoint, it does make sense to focus on those races.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting
yeah,
thought.
for sure.
I don't
Roger-
think Joey
Roger
focused on
Penske is
any
a
races
businessman.
last year and
Yeah.
still won.
So we're obviously running super long tonight because there was a lot to talk about.
Big
Um,
race.
I think that's really.
I
it.
think we've got a couple of other notes and stuff like that, but to be honest, we've pretty much kind of hit a lot of the highlights. There's going to be
There is one new thing I want to talk about for the news.
yeah,
Are we going in? Are we going
yeah,
in
yeah.
news?
We're basically moving to news now.
I thought this was super interesting. They're adding a torque sensor to the car. This
For-
just dropped this week
For torque on the engine,
for drive tearing into the rear end.
interesting.
There will be a torque sensor. There's only one reason why you would do this. One reason.
they want to know the torque.
This is to allow
you,
a
Matt.
hybrid engine to come into NASCAR.
I
That
torque you not.
that makes sense.
1,000%.
Well, let's be
why,
honest.
Why else would it? You don't need it. You have the exact same engine, exact same size. It has your name. It has your name.
Yeah.
They're not the same, but they are the same.
Yeah,
So they're adding this torque sensor. There's literally no way it's not for. And I talked to some of the team guys. They don't know, but they're like, yeah, there's nothing else it would be.
I think it makes sense though. I think let's be honest. That's
So they
it's
do-
coming.
They want it for hybrid and not like other manufacturers.
No,
Other manufacturers equals hybrid.
Oh,
So
okay.
what we heard from undisclosed sources that Honda is extremely likely and almost there, and this torque sensor confirms it. And then
oh
what?
no, Civics.
I
Civics.
did
on the
see a
racetrack.
concept; it was pretty cool. But yeah,
I'll take the Accord. That's fine.
I'd be okay with the Accord.
what's really interesting about this is this allows the opportunity to everybody to have different engines.
Yeah.
You don't have to have NASCAR spec engines as long as you have NASCAR spec
Here
torque.
comes the EcoBoost.
Okay.
Oh God.
I'm just telling you.
We can run all 200 laps without filling up.
So Yenny, we'll get back to that. I'll make sure we circle back to.
And
to-
same with C2.
Do
yeah.
we have a question of the week?
we'll go into them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, sorry, we got some stuff in the chat. I want to just keep talking about this before we.
Okay.
jump
I
back.
thought we were done. My bad.
So no, I 100% think that you're going to see a hybrid system come in, but I don't think you're going to see it everywhere. I think it's going to start on short tracks.
No, I think it's going to become part of the whole deal.
You think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, because
I think it could be as early as next year.
it could.
Wow.
Because my thing
Can't
is,
imagine it's that
I
far.
think
And
with short tracks, I could understand because you could use it kind of like how Formula One does, where it's like the gives you a boost of like 100, 150 horsepower. So that way, if you're trying to pass somebody, you can use that extra boost. Plus, with on short tracks,
I'm totally down
a lot
for
more.
that.
You got a lot more braking, so that you can use the regen to charge it
Brad
up.
would
And
just
everything.
be mashing that and every
Well, think of all the
light turns green.
all the memes of Fast and the Furious and just
my big thing is like obviously like when you think of Chevrolet, it's like, oh, they raced the Camaro, yeah, it's gonna be a loud car. You race the Ford Mustang, that's gonna be a loud car. And then you got the Camry, which is like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then you got like,
Okay.
but I can't imagine like
a VTEC.
I can't imagine like a Civic being like having that like that grumble. It's
No,
gonna,
it's
wide body
it needs to
Civic.
sound like a JDM car.
It's a wide body Civic. Wide body Civic.
In my serious
Yeah.
opinion, I think
Drop down
I think
low.
it's going to be some
yeah.
kind of power plant that adds consistent power because that is NASCAR oval racing.
Mm.
No, I don't think it'll be like a boost. Maybe there'll be some way that you can. Let's say you have a 400 horsepower motor, you get another 200 power, 200.
It would be a way for
horsepower
them
of
to
electric.
have less powerful engines and
So here's the interesting part. So if this torque sensor comes, and let's say you have a Honda, and they can build a 400 horsepower engine, 6-cylinder, 400 horsepower engine, but then you also have this electrical component, and that makes it up to 800.
yeah.
Well, now that's not fair. But now we'll maybe allow Chevy and Ford to make an 800 horsepower motor.
It would be
Maybe
interesting.
this is how we get more horsepower back.
That'd be interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm chuckling because every time I think of Honda, I think of my old Civic with
Stop.
DJ and Matt in it, and every time we'd hit one of the
Speed
Claremont
bumps.
hills, we'd just go and drag it up.
Hey, we're big guys.
Ride height
yeah,
was
right,
set,
it's
was
too
set
low.
for super speedways.
That's
my
so
God.
that's just funny. That just made me think of that.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back into the chat for our question of the
Honda
week.
minivans is kind of wild.
C2 had something. He said, seriously, what do you guys feel, or how do you guys feel about the Byron conspiracy hitting the wall after he wins?
I mean, he hit the wall. There's only one reason to hit the wall after the
Yeah,
race is over.
I mean,
Seen a lot of burnouts on
I mean,
that
come on.
tri-oval. Haven't seen anybody hit the wall.
yep.
It's pretty
Hey, well,
sus.
yeah.
Is it
He
like
honestly, he hit that grass pretty fast too.
Yeah.
He
Tear up the
launched
underbody?
off. Oh yeah,
Tear up the underbody.
something, damage something. He's like, oh,
And he was,
that didn't work.
Wasn't he
We'll go
going backwards
tackle.
for a ways on the grass?
yeah, tear up the motor too?
Hey, listen.
It's
I don't know.
It's sketchy.
The
All I'm-
only reason,
I'm just gonna say 2 words. Chad Knaus.
oh yeah,
The
and he
best-
was
Chad
the best
Knaus.
cheaters
all over
win.
it.
You know,
He was all over everything all weekend.
Yep.
I saw him everywhere. Here's the only
Did he
thing.
yell at you to not take pictures?
oh my god, I have a hilarious story about this.
Kinda.
Come back to the pictures thing.
Kind of. Are you serious?
Not about pictures. I just asked him if he was going to win. He said, I don't know, and walked away all mad.
What an offensive question.
I was
How
like,
could you?
no, I asked him, I was like,
How could you
hey,
ask
do
him?
you think you guys might get the poll? This was a Wednesday night. And he looked at me like real rude, like that's like really upset, held his phone to his chest, and just walked away and said, we'll see. I was like, "Oh, okay.
How dare you
Oh,
ask me a simple question? Any fan would
It's
like
like
to
somebody just looked at his search history or
Nate,
something. Like,
got,
jeez.
Nate got in trouble with
Oh boy.
Denny Hamlin's
know. Get
team.
in trouble with
Really?
everyone.
Oh, bro. They were staring him down because he's, decked out in all 24 gear. And he's like over there, like checking out the 11 car. Dude, he had 3 crew guys that did not take their eyes off of him.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll tell you the story since we're talking about this a little bit. So we were on the inside of the infield, right? Not in the garages or anything, but they had all the cars there before the duels, and they were still working on a few of them. So the 34 was there, Todd Gilliland, and they had all the wheels off the car. So it was sitting up on stands. All the wheels were off, and you could see the suspension and the rotors, all that kind of stuff. Well, Megan's got her Nikon camera,
Mhm.
and she's taking photos.
Oh no.
She leans down and like puts the camera in the slot hole, and I'm leaning down too, like taking a look, and she's zooming in on the air take for whatever
Intake?
reason. Intake, yeah. And I'm like, hey, just letting you know, don't take a photo of the wheels. They don't like that. And out of the corner of my eye, the crew chief's there eyeing me down. And I was like, yeah, babe, don't take any photos of the wheels. And he just shakes his head. and goes back to his computer. He 100% was scoping us out. He didn't look at the photos or anything like that. She didn't take any. There's no need for us. We're not there, but it was funny.
Well, quick shout out to Yinny and C2. They gave us some really kind words. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good questions
Thanks for the support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for
'cause
context,
we're the best.
I will tell, since we're telling some of these stories about the photos, for the when I got yelled at by Chad Canals or got in trouble.
That's funny.
I'm decked out in all Hendrick gear. This is back when Junior was still racing.
Yeah.
And I go over and I'm just like, man, Jimmy had a super dope paint scheme. He was crew chief of Jimmy Johnson. So I go to take photos and he comes over. He's like, don't take pictures of my car. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, I'm a fan, bro. I'm going to take pictures. And he said,
I don't know you.
he just walked away silently and had two of his crew guys come stand right in front of me so I could take photos.
That 100% happens. If they're working on something really important, they'll have
insane,
crew
bro.
guys just stand in front of the windows.
Or they'll push the toolboxes.
That's the best
the
one.
toolbox.
They push the
They
toolboxes
did it.
in front
You
of the
know-
window.
24 this year.
Oh,
they
yeah.
did
You
it.
know they're cheating when they put the toolbox to where you cannot see it from the window.
At any angle from the
And
window,
they
you
know
cannot see the
they
wheels.
know the specific angle of where to put it too, because you can
Oh, yeah.
like try and reach around and you can
Yeah,
try
you
and
don't.
You
look
can't.
and put your phone anywhere.
Nope.
To, like,
I'm not
look.
gonna lie. I
No,
may
you
or may
can't.
not have had a 360 camera on a selfie stick and tried to stick it in there.
You're the reason there's no selfie sticks.
I am 100% the reason. I apologize for anyone that tries to bring a selfie stick to Daytona. That was my fault. Don't walk in with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, I
funny,
was
bro.
I stick it in there and I started getting looks from everybody in the garage. And I'm like, I'm not welcome anymore, so I'm just gonna take this away.
I love it. I would instantly post that. He said, CT said he would take a picture and then instantly post it.
Yeah, that's funny.
No,
bro.
we want their trust.
Bro, put
We
that
need
right
the
on Reddit.
information, guys.
We
Come on.
need an alias. Just like we need an
We
alias
need
podcast.
alias.
Oh,
so
I can
nobody
just make an
knows us.
account that says C2. There you go. Just start posting things.
Oh my god.
Yes, absolutely.
Bro, that was ridiculous. You in the 20-foot sub
Yep.
people. Bro, you were I could find you anywhere.
In
There
my
it is.
defense, it was only 10.3.
Yeah.
Honestly, you running with that thing was pretty fun.
That too. So we got videos of it
because
because
you were like crouch running.
you're
like squat running with.
ninja,
when
ninja walking is what it's called.
When
Okay,
DJ
yeah.
goes to Daytona, he's like a beacon. It's like if you're lost and you don't know where your crew is at, just look for the 360 camera just being held up.
In my
30
defense,
feet in
I
the
haven't
air.
done that since.
Yeah, they banned it.
They banned
They
it.
banned
Yeah.
it. But like that one time, I mean, because I usually get like pretty distracted. I'm like looking at a car. I'm like get really like focused on what I'm doing. I turn around and everyone's just left. They didn't tell me where they went. So I'm like, oh no, where's everyone at? And you just see the 360 camera. I'm like, oh, there's DJ. Great.
Yep.
Easy.
Sorry. I apologize
Easy.
for everybody. Yeah. So, well, I can't fly a drone. That was the next best option. So,
Not
here's what it
this-
is.
not
Did
this
y'all see
weekend.
those drone shots
Which ones? There was tons of them.
at the track? On
Oh,
the
yeah,
front,
they're
on the front
insane.
stretch.
Oh yeah.
Bro, watching that thing go by like dude, it was so dope. I was like, bro, it was getting it.
Yeah. I think they were using Inspires, and those things are pretty insane.
Yeah.
It was huge, and he's probably doing a buck
Another
30.
reason to have paintballs.
Hey,
You're just chilling at your camper and turn 3 in a paintball. Whack.
you know,
Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh no.
there is no paintball guns is not on the list of things you cannot bring.
I think it's a
Say
projectile.
less.
Oh, is it? It's right.
What if you threw it?
What about a marshmallow gun?
What about?
I don't
is it-
think a
I don't know.
potato
if
cannon.
it has gun in it.
I was
it's
gonna
probably
say a
no.
PVC pipe potato cannon.
There you
See,
go.
cannon just sounds bad. Too far, Jeff. Too
PVC
far.
PVC
potato launcher.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Launcher's probably
launcher
also
doesn't
good.
sound
Yeah,
worse.
that's true.
That doesn't sound
All right, we're rambling. All right.
Just my one thing before we wrap up, just general, like, what do you think about the Fox broadcast as a whole?
Fox broadcast.
Just give me good,
It's
better
the-
than last year, not as good.
It's the Fox broadcast.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think we've beat this dead horse over the last 3 seasons that we just don't like Fox broadcasts.
Yeah.
I,
In general.
My one
I,
complaint.
Skeleton at
I
this point.
think I felt
Except
like
Mike
they
Joy.
were slightly better.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Okay.
I think Mike Joy and just in general, you could tell when because remember, was it last year where like they started wrecking at Daytona and
Yeah.
Clint Boyer's just
no,
like,
no, no,
oh,
no,
they're
no.
wrecking.
Yeah.
They were every time something happened that was exciting, not just wrecks, but anytime something was happening, they seemed to be a lot more excited. Now it's obviously the first race of the year.
That's
but
a great
still.
comment. Great
Perfect.
emoji selection.
I love it.
The thing that you got, like the call this year, Mike Joyce trying to set up this epic call for William Byron going back to back and can't get Clint Boyer not back there having a spasm. Like, bro, shut up. Like,
Yeah,
like Fox needs to have
that.
a mute button. Like
That's so
last
I will
half
say-
of the lap, like Clint Boyer's muted.
I will say,
Bro.
him and Harvick
You
getting
ever
onto
heard
each
this?
other.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
It's so
I'll
bad.
go back
a,
and
a
listen.
little bit of old school Mike Joy comes out. He like tries to make up like fun nicknames for people, and so I like during the duels, I think it was during the duels, he was like Busher the Pusher. It was what? No, he literally said that. It was so funny.
It was.
He's like, yeah, he's pushing him really hard. Yeah, Busher the Pusher. He's doing it.
Yeah,
It's like,
good job. I do
That's funny,
think it was
bro.
funny how much Harvick and him are always getting on each other. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I do like their banter
Yeah.
back and forth, but just
Yeah.
honestly, I did like Clint Boyer the first year he was in, but now I'm kind of like over it.
Yeah.
And
It's just kind of like it's like he forces his goofy thing instead of being himself.
it feels forced.
I mean,
It
I'd
feels
force a smile if the Chiefs lost the week before too.
That's
true.
All right. So in comparison, how is CW?
CW was interesting. I thought it was.
Is it on the app?
I don't know because I
That's
watched
the
it
one
through
that had the
YouTube TV.
super cool
It is.
grid at the
It
bottom.
worked for me.
right?
I used my YouTube TV app. Worked.
No, YouTube
Yeah.
TV. I want to go to the,
The CW.
app.
I didn't
Oh,
try
and
it. So
catch it
I'll-
live.
we'll try that
Oh,
next
that makes
week.
sense because I
Yeah.
heard that it didn't.
Last year it didn't, but apparently it's supposed to be fixed this year. If
I-
it's
But
not
then, but then
just-
I heard it's not going to be. It's going to be delayed a
Let us
day.
know if you guys
Yeah.
tried it in the chat. Let us know.
That was
Garbage.
the one. That was the one big thing I noticed because I mean,
The
you
ticker.
sent it, and the ticker was like a lot. It was just different. I'd never really seen.
went
it like
across
that.
No,
the bottom.
the whole graphics package
Yeah.
is significantly better.
It was
Yeah.
really good, and it told you some more information that I guess I would like to know. And I think that's one thing that we mentioned, like just in our personal conversation too,
Yes.
that Fox just wasn't like on their ticker on the side. They weren't giving information that really mattered.
They would tell you the
And it was kinda like-
manufacturer, which okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Like I mean, get it. It's a super speedway that might come into play.
They
the
do that. I
casual
think
viewer
the
for this one.
OEMs do that.
And maybe
it's every race.
Okay,
You
so
see it all the time.
here's my thing. If you're gonna do that, just do a color. Just do colors. Just each bar.
But
give
you
it a
gotta get
color.
their logo out there.
I
But
know,
it
but
was-
then
it's- yeah.
but then they're showing interval timing.
Yeah, intervals at super speedways
Is the most
biggest waste
useless.
of time. It's
I want to
so
know
dumb.
how fast they're going. That's what I want to know. I want to know. Like I
can't
see
tell you
190,
'cause they're-
190, 190.
You're not going to. They're saving fuel. They're doing 178.
I want to
170.
jump into that fast lap thing too.
Yeah.
That was almost like a non-factor the
Yeah.
whole time.
yeah,
They were
Yeah.
like, they showed the fastest laps.
They're
I don't
after
know
the
if it was
stages.
on TV better, but they didn't bring it up at all until the end of the stage. They're like, oh, by the way, blank was the fastest lap.
They brought
was
it up.
second and
They
this
would
was
bring
third.
it up when it would happen because there was a couple points where it kept like jumping to different people. They're like, "Oh, Ryan Preece just went through and hit a PR lap and got the fastest lap," and then a couple laps later it changed.
You know, be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Whoever has the fastest lap at the time, their name is highlighted purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Perfect.
simple.
And have
Yeah.
a little Xfinity right next to it.
Just whatever. Just
Simple.
purple. Just leaving it purple, I think
Yeah.
would be enough.
I just
You
thought
can
it was a
explain
very
it. That'd be-
non-factor.
I mean,
like-
they do that for the Dash for Cash, so yeah, why not?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah. There you go. That's a good point.
Why are we not hired already?
You know what? Good point.
But
Because you're a
yeah,
Benny
no.
Hill fan.
I mean, I just felt
Give
like
us the
Fox.
Blinky,
Oh,
blinky,
Bro, bring it back.
The blinky. I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not- you know, Matt. You don't know that either, do you? They do like a little blinking sound, like
Yeah.
Jason said CW app worked. Good camera angles. Much better.
Great.
The
Yeah.
camera
It worked
angles were
live?
much better.
Cool. I'm glad because it's like, man, I can't wait to watch the Super Bowl
Yeah.
the next day.
Dang man,
That's
that brings
cool.
that brings it back.
I will.
That's awesome.
I will say, yeah, it definitely.
World Cups tonight. Catch it in the morning. CW app.
I will say,
It's just dumb.
commenting on what Yinny said, F1 style, it was definitely a lot more professional.
say the rest.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Say the
CW.
rest.
No,
Say the rest.
I hate
No.
Jake. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't like Jake.
All right. I'm loved
He
by
forgot a word.
I'm loved by many, but hated by more.
Yenny, you're not helping. This man's ego barely fits in this room.
That's true.
It's nighttime. He's wearing sunglasses. Come on.
You have bright lights.
Thank you.
Many beverages were consumed and my eyes hurt today.
Oh my god.
All
right.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
really.
All right, so next week we go
a
to Atlanta.
Can we talk about something crazy?
Oh no.
The amount of people I saw leaving the track or talked to met this weekend that are going straight to Atlanta.
Insane.
Really?
Dude,
They're like, we're going north anyways. Might as well stay.
You know, that's a good
Might as well
point.
stay another week.
Might as well stop.
You know, that's
Yeah,
a fair
funny.
point.
100%.
Didn't Atlanta always used to be right after Daytona for a long time?
No.
Maybe.
When
a
I
little
first
bit.
got
It's
in, I
always
thought it
close.
was.
It was always
Not the
always had an
spring
early date.
race.
Because
Right?
I always thought it was like right. Because like I always joked with us when I first got into NASCAR, and you were like, it's because it's the week after Daytona, or it was like a week or two after. But maybe because I thought it was
I always-
Atlanta, and then it was the
Yeah.
West Coast swing.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
don't
here we
know.
go.
That's fine.
But
They
do
were
we
on the West Coast
wait,
swing.
DD, do we have a question?
We kind of already did questions.
Yeah, we do. We do have one.
I think Kuzman gave us one, but I like the ones we had better.
Let's finish with. I mean,
Oh, okay.
anything else for Atlanta? Next
Yeah,
week?
I think you're right.
Triple header.
I think we went to Auto Club and did a West Coast swing, and
Isn't that
Oh
weird?
yeah, that was the long time.
Isn't that
Yeah.
weird? They're doing trucks in Xfinity on Saturday.
What? What are you doing, Lindsay?
I could be wrong. I think. Yeah, Lindsay was right. It was Auto Club.
Oh yeah.
Auto
yeah.
Club. Auto Club.
Hey, yeah, I was gonna say I thought it went right to
Rest
the
in
West Coast
peace.
string.
I thought it was Atlanta,
Yeah.
then Auto
R.I.P.
Club, and then Phoenix
No,
or
no,
something
no,
like
no.
that. But
No,
If you're for the speed
Straight for the
sponsor
West
on a
Coast.
track, yes, I just need a small donation of like 50 grand.
well, we
We'll
know
be there.
we know we
Yeah.
can get a hood on an ARCA car for 10.
Do we? I haven't heard that.
I want to sponsor the whole car.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just guessing.
But
I just want my name right on the
Just
side.
Matco.
Just
Matco. Oh yeah, that was so funny, bro.
Dude.
Like we walked past this legend car and it just says Matco. I'm like, and it was a roofing company, which Matt works for a roofing company. I was like, man, if
Wait,
Matt
what?
had his own company, that's what he
Oh,
would
wow.
name it. It's just Matco. That's
So
it.
turns out we
so
actually
creative.
are talking to somebody in the truck series apparently.
Oh,
Oh boy.
So
Ooh.
stay tuned.
Oh boy.
all right.
But yeah, no, triple header next weekend. I'm excited for that. Can't
Nice.
It
Yes,
should
sir.
be should be a good
I
time.
thought it was kind of weird. I wanted to point out. I'm
wait. The comment is wild. We
No.
cannot say that on the podcast.
we can read it.
to anyone on the podcast, go jump onto the YouTube channel. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Marked at 9:21.
It's about an hour
man.
and 44 minutes in.
And I
so
think it's time to wrap it up.
on that
End on
bombshell.
that one. That's
All
a
right,
good
guys, it's been fun. We'll see you guys next week. We got Atlanta, so we'll see you guys after that race.
Right
And,
after the race, we'll be jumping on. Not this whole, we're going to wait a day nonsense.
Yeah, we'll actually
here.
be here. So definitely make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the different socials. We're everywhere pretty much. If you can't find us on one of the other socials, and we'll let you know where there's more of us.
Yeah. Discord.
Discord. Check out the
Discord.
Discord.
Check out the YouTube. Be tuned into that. We're going to start dropping all kinds of different content far beyond just the race recaps.
They're on YouTube.
No, the regular YouTube, not
Oh,
the live
perfect.
YouTube.
Yeah,
There's
like
two different YouTubes,
There's
right?
2 YouTubes?
no
There's a YouTube Live, a YouTube TV, I think. And no, I'm just kidding.
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube squared.
No, yeah, but we're going to do shorts. We do funny videos, whatever. If you guys have video ideas, we'd love to
Make
have
sure your
them.
bell icon is on.
Oh,
Yes.
Get
100.
notifications. Yep.
I know you love to
But-
see us.
All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you guys later.
Yee!